Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling Around, and we're still in the middle of Rumble season, baby. And joining me this week is Terry Peters. Terry Peters, how are we doing?
I'm all well, thank you. Ready for another 30 man of men tossing themselves over the rope.
Thank God you had it over the rope.
Or each other over the ropes.
Yeah, that would be a rubbish Royal Rumble, wouldn't it? If it was just him
Tossing yourself over the rope.
Or would it? Would that be not a great thing to watch? Like,
It's almost like
30 men in the
TNA.
ring.
It's like TNA, isn't it? Reverse Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
No.
you put 30 people in the ring and you see who can get out the quickest. So they're fighting to stop each other getting out.
I thought you were going to say, like, you just can't touch the ropes at all. Like, you got to stay in the middle of the ring.
Like, do like a springboard over the top to get out.
The second you touch the rope, you're out.
Oh, man, just some sort of 30-man sumo. Because that's what the
Good
ring
work.
for, isn't
That'll
it?
do. That'll
I'd
do.
like to see that.
Did you ever get disappointed that Robot Wars never did a Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Completely off topic.
Yeah, but do you know what was good about Rebel was? The football. And they stopped
Yeah.
doing it. I used to love the football.
Everyone was convinced that there was going to be a Robot Wars Royal Rumble, but I don't think it ever happened. Unless it did on
They
Channel.
do multi-man ones, though.
Yeah, but no, we needed the actual Royal Rumble last. Like, pits all the way around the edge. Fit a new robot every 30 seconds would have been epic.
Yeah, it would. Well, you know, get on the phone with Mr. Daryl O'Brien. and say,
Jonathan Pierce. Jonathan Pierce is like the OG now, isn't he?
Yeah,
Surely he's got a bit of sway. He's been there for a while.
he's been there a while.
I'll get Philippa Forrester on the phone.
Get Clarkson back.
Yeah. No. Craig Charles.
Yeah, it's got to be Greg Charles.
Oh, Craig Charles.
Got
And
to
that
Craig
big leather
Charles, right?
jacket. He loves the old Chelsea boy. Anyhow, joining me as well is Lou Markham. Hello, how are we doing?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I just kind of shot the overshot again, didn't I? And just kind of
Yeah,
jumped in
you-
before
you
my
do-
introduction.
You do
Every week.
Well,
Every week. Everyone's like, "Who's that mystery voice?" It's just kind of coming in from nowhere, and then I get introduced. But yeah, I'm pretty tired, Russ.
Beautiful voice. So that was Alan. He sounded a bit Alan Partridge describing analytics. And
Aha!
you're a bit
Yeah,
tired.
but
Why are you tired? What have you been up to? Out?
Well, we're recording this at like approximately 6 a.m. And I was in the Thunderdome last night.
Well,
My
debut. Wrestling around.
I don't know if I got on TV. I was going to claim it as my WWE TV debut. I've been in the crowd before, actually, for was it before? Hall of Fame? So I can't remember what it was.
It was on one of them.
I was in the crowd. No, ECW 2008, 2009. A Regal sign in the crowd.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I was in the Thunderdome last night. Oh, what an experience! What an
Yeah,
experience.
Is it worth the hype? Would you do it again?
I'd do it again, but only for SmackDown because 2 hours is pretty knackering. I can't imagine sitting through like a Royal Rumble doing that, or just any show. Because if you're on camera, there's this guy who's basically going right, lots of energy, people, lots of energy, and you got to, I was very conscious of me just kind of sitting there, be like, waving my arms in there, like in the living room on my own at 2 a.m.
Leave your
Not
hands
wanting to
in the
make
air
any
like you
noise.
just don't care there.
Yeah, they do sound like you can scream and shout, but it's like, so you got to turn your microphone on, but there's no reason to turn your microphone on. I can see. So I had my microphone on, but then I wasn't saying anything, so I was just kind of silently booing and cheering because again, it was like 2, 3 a.m. But it's tiring. But I think if you're watching a good show, SmackDown's the best show on TV at the moment, wrestling, not just best in general, but best wrestling show. So it's not a bad one to do it on. And I think it's only 2 hours as well. But yeah, I'd imagine like if you're doing it for Raw, you'd be pretty tired.
So you're not going to try and do WrestleMania this year?
I don't think I could do one night. It's 2 nights,
Yeah,
isn't it?
2
So
nights,
Yeah.
No. WrestleMania's got crowds, haven't it, this year? They're not going to have the fun of them.
It's got
yeah,
they're
it's
looking
back
at
in-
25,000 people out there.
I've missed the deadline for the Rumble now, but obviously it would have happened anyway by this point. But I don't think I'd do it for the Rumble because it would be basically when something happens, like this producer just comes over and goes, "Okay, lots of energy." It's like so, like last night Sheamus ran out even though he was on Raw, and it's just the producer going, "What's this? It's Sheamus. Do we like Sheamus? Cheer for Sheamus." And then you go like, "Hey, Sheamus!" Oi. Yeah, it's very strange, and it's like, but the producer doesn't really know what's going on either. So he's
Brilliant.
like, right, we're gonna come back, and then like lots of energy, and like the crowd is showing for about 5 seconds, and it just cuts like Michael Cole, or it just cuts like a video package or something.
Mago.
Yeah, the only thing he got told was that there was a match that got restarted like 3 times. It was a 1-on-1, and then people interfered. It became a 3-on-3.
Right.
People interfered again. It became a 5-on-5.
So do you not
and he
actually
did
see
say,
what's
like-
going on in the ring then?
Yeah, no, you see what's going on in the ring, but
Right.
there was only one match that was like randomly for like one match. It said, "Oh, we're going to give you some bonus content," and they carried on, like while it was on commercial break on Fox.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was so I thought that was going to be like it for every match, but then after that it just faded to black, and they show the same clips that you see. They only at a live event.
Yeah.
Shows the WWE celebrity ones.
Yeah.
All the same ones, like literally from 2 years ago when we were in New Orleans at WrestleMania weekend. They've literally not updated any of them, so it was like the same one of like Triple H on Fallon.
I suppose that they've not really had a
It's
lot
like
of
the lip sync
opportunity
battle one.
in the last year. They've not really had a lot of opportunity to do anything, have they? I guess.
And then there was like a few like Make-A-Wish promos, just the basic stuff that you'd see at like live events when you're on a commercial break. But then like the producer would come in and count down and go like, lots of energy back into the.
Yeah.
And you had to do the yes chant for ages when Daniel Bryan was out. That was tiring.
So were you shouting yes in your living room then?
I was miming yes. Because, again,
just mouthing yes.
So I'm just. So my Apple Watch says I burnt off 140 calories.
Oh, well, there we go. So that had a bit of purpose. Was it hard to watch the actual product then? Do you feel like you've not really watched it because you're too busy messing about with this producer?
I was kind of messing about a little bit, and for a long time I was just trying to find myself in the crowd as well.
Right.
But you acted a lot, but it was you see the broadcast as it's shown on TV. So the reactions are always a bit off because you're trying to boo something because the heel's on top.
Yeah.
And then by the time they're actually shown on TV, everyone's booing, but then the babyface is like the guy on top.
Right.
So
it does always look like there's a little bit of a delay, which I suppose to catch it in real time,
so
the mechanics will need a 2 or 3 second delay to feed it back. So
I was kind of like unsure like what to react to, because it was if you reacted like too much, like if you reacted like a 2 count, by the time you're on TV, you're going, oh my god, it's kind of moved on completely, which I found really weird. But yeah, no, it was fun. What I did find very interesting was that they were like, right, only watch SmackDown through your TV, through your laptop. So you're staring straight at it and you're staring back at the camera.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Nielsen household, in which they were telling everyone to like put the TV on Fox, so they got the viewers.
Yeah, well.
But I didn't think they were that bothered about it, like, because you felt like how many people in the fun there, like I think it's like 1,000 people at once. But obviously, I guess if they're in a sample, it multiplies out, doesn't it? But yeah, they said it twice. Like, if you're a Nielsen household, like make sure you've got Fox on in the background, but muted.
I guess
you know what
guaranteed view, aren't you there?
Nielsen household, so it's basically the ones that the sample that they use for TV ratings.
Right, got you, Nielsen. I didn't work out what word you said.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I guess it's just easy views, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's good. They're watching it anyhow. Bang it on in the background.
Yeah, but yeah, I found that interesting because I don't think I've seen that reported anyway. So that's a Wrestling Around exclusive here.
Oh, look at those journalists now.
Breaking
journalists.
Yeah, check that one, Belter. Yeah, I love that one in his newsletter next week.
Well, he does listen. So.
He does listen. He's a big fan of himself, Dave.
Screw you, Sidgwick.
There you go. I don't think he listens.
I don't think he listens.
He's not on it.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the one who called us all dogs. Who knows?
Was it him?
I don't know. Probably.
Left a review. Oh, I've got like a 1-star review from M. Sidgwick.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have left no stars if it was possible.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah. Just what was it? Unrealistic booking. Peters will never get over. That's what it says.
This is the feud that needs to carry on. He's moved on from his feud with Randy Hogan.
Yeah.
He's now at the
we never got that tag team match, did we?
Yeah,
inconsistent booking from Wrestling Around there. Like, what happened to the Peters Hogan feud?
Coronavirus pandemic and all that, and
it just disappeared, didn't it?
Unfortunately, I mean, it's the reason we're here, but it's also the reason we couldn't do this. The return of Travis T.
Yeah, it's gonna be a brawl for it all.
The brawl for it all. Get some of his mates, some of your mates. I can't remember what he says. Seen one of these.
Join in. We have to beat up an old man, so we couldn't do
it. No, we would attempt to beat up Randy Hogan.
Well, to be fair, I'd have the coach in my corner, and so.
That is true.
Will you have in your corner? We'll find out in the weeks to come.
Find out in less than 2 weeks as of recording. I don't know if I'm scared, excited, or what. You nearly had James Ellsworth in your corner. So.
that would have been scary. That would have been.
The winner of the first ever women's Money in the Bank, so he's got previous. He's up there with a legend.
She sure does.
Oh, well, Terry Peters, was your night as exciting as Lou? Have you been making any, debuts in some other kind of domes? Millennium Dome, possibly? Yeah.
No, just in bed.
He done last night for Terry Peters.
I watched AEW
And
in bed. Yeah, it was alright, to be fair. It wasn't bad. Big Shaq was on it for some reason against Cody Rhodes well, they were trying to set up Cody Rhodes versus Big Shaq for some reason, which is odd. And Cody Rhodes almost cried again because Cody Rhodes. But other than that, it was decent.
they could have said this is us. There is a little tidbit here which I absolutely love. I know I will get to it during the main event. But, I haven't read any of the reviews. Are people happy or are people upset with Big Shaq in AEW?
I've not seen anything.
Is it groundbreaking because it's not WWE?
No, I think people. So the wrestling journalists, a lot of them are just like, "Oh, we'll see what happens." But I think like the fans are a bit like, "This is like WWE stuff," which is the first I've kind of seen of AEW fans being like that. But yeah, do you know what? Like, I don't mind. I know like it comes across in this podcast like I'm always like an AEW off. Like I'm not. But like Peter, you watched it last night. I just think it's not. It's not that it's not that good. It's that it's in comparison to WWE, like it's the same product essentially. I think. Like I just can't see like why you can absolutely love AEW and then just blow WWE sucks, because for me it's just they're very similar. But it's like it's wrestling. I like wrestling. I like
if you enjoy wrestling, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, I want to see Snoop Dogg do more splashes. I think that's hilarious. Like, does every high-profile segment need Cody Rhodes in it? Probably not. For me,
is it going to get it in it? Absolutely.
Sure, it's it's just you know what I mean. Like, oh, like Cody's in the ring with Snoop, Cody's in the ring with Sting, Cody's in the ring with Shaq. Like, it's just a bit. Come on, it's a bit much, isn't it?
Is he still heel?
It's a bit Jarrety. No, he's never been heel, but he acts like a heel. But then his wife's a heel, but then she's not a heel, but then she's a heel, but now she's off TV.
Let's say she's having a baby now, and she's
Shaq's there. So that's the AEW review for this week.
Next week.
Put that up as a separate clip. Like, yeah, so it was just like, yeah, but I think, Cody Rhodes came out and was like, yeah, you remember that promo you cut like 5 weeks ago, Shaq? Well, I'm suddenly really angry about it. Let's have a match. Did Shaq ask for the match? I can't remember.
I'm disappointed it's not the Shaq Big Show match we all thought we was going to get.
Yeah.
I got it. We were there.
They sort of did a weird, held each other's throats and then got dumped out by everybody.
It was really weird, wasn't it? They were like, WWE and Shaq can't come to terms on like a big. They were going to do like a big TV special at one point, weren't they? Like a Saturday Night's Main Event or something for it. And it was weird that they ended up just going, oh yeah, we're just going to randomly do it in this battle royal with no prior announcement.
Yeah. But even after that, they signed him for that once. Could they not done something else after that?
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess now he does the basketball on TNT, doesn't he? So that's why he's on AEW basically.
Makes sense.
Same reason why Snoop Dogg was on there, because he's on a talent show with Cody Rhodes.
Well, like some sort of like Britain's Got Talent kind of thing.
Yeah, it's called like the Go Big Show or something, where it's like a talent show but it's big.
Oh, that's copyright infringement, isn't it? The Go Big Show.
Yeah, no, they should have Big Show on it as well, shouldn't they? But that's why the Big Show got cancelled.
I think every TV show should have the Big Show in it in some form.
Yeah, I still hope they go ahead with it, but I think it was Bischoff was talking on his podcast that they were going to do a Big Show traveling around the world, like a travel doc. Because I love travel documentaries. I also love the Big Show.
Exactly.
So yeah, put them both together. But obviously, in these pandemic times, I think it got cancelled before the pandemic. They need to revive that because it would be great.
You could quite easily have have you seen Travel Man with Richard Ayoade?
Yes, love it.
But him and the Big Show. So instead of the comedian every week, it's just him and the Big Show.
Yeah, I think just do it like Big Show and Hornswoggle, just for a laugh. Just someone has the complete opposite side of the Big Show.
Well, Hornswoggle used to share a car with Great Khali.
There we go. That's the sort of
They was in like the little clique, little group of friends, included Great Khali and Hornswoggle.
See, that is better than what you get on TV sometimes, isn't it? Like friendships like that.
And apparently, Khali's a bit of a joker, and he obviously is a Punjabi playboy. Yeah. But Hornswoggle's own words was Khali only spoke English when it meant he didn't have to pay anything. So as soon as a bill came in, Khali didn't understand English.
I love the Great Khali. His social media is great. Like that time when he was making his big return at in that Punjabi prison match, he didn't give it away, did he? Like the day before, he was like, "Oh, I'm on a plane to like Philadelphia, however the pay-per-view was being held," and then everyone was like, "Okay, so there's a Punjabi prison match. Khali's coming back," and there he was.
He was squeezing people's heads.
I'm surprised he wasn't there on. I must be in India because he wasn't there on the Superstar Spectacle. I don't think.
I haven't seen it yet, but there was a lot more Indian wrestlers which I'd never heard of.
I've not seen it yet. I think some of his trainees were there, weren't they?
Yeah, I think there's a few different names there, weren't there?
There's a few big lads in the main event, weren't there? A few 6 foot plus,
The guys who he's trained, I think. They were tagging with Ricochet and Mysterio, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you've got to get it all in, haven't you?
No, I think NXT India would be pretty cool if they get it up and running.
I hope that they have NXT. This is my hope. I don't think it will happen. But they've got the NXT UK. They've got NXT America. They've got NXT India. I hope they get an NXT Japan. I hope they get an NXT Mexico. I hope they get an NXT all around the world. And they have a tournament, a World Cup with the champions of each one.
Yes, like Wales Collide, but it's like actual Wales colliding.
Yes, but it's
that'd be great.
So you just need at least 8. It would be better if there was 16.
Yep.
And you just had a knockout tournament with all the world champions.
Yeah. So you're saying basically we want to bring back the What Culture Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Yeah, but they're all champions.
Yeah, I feel you. I think that'd be good.
I think
night
that'd
before
be good.
WrestleMania, night before a big
NXT
pay-per-view.
Get an NXT Australia. See, this is the issue with the UK I guess the US one. They're all over. But does that matter? Nah, not really.
Yeah, the NXT UK is essentially NXT Europe, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And Japan now, because is it Mikko Sasamura has just joined?
Randomly joined.
And NXT Australia. So you could just even have the NXT sort of South Asia, includes Japan, Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
That would be my dream. I don't know if it will happen. You could have an NXT Latin America, South American, North Europe.
I think it'd be quite good. Like I do understand the concerns of like WWE have got too much indie talent. It's kind of, you know what I mean? Like it kind of can kill the independent scene. Like it did. I say it did a little bit to British wrestling, and then British wrestling did that itself afterwards.
Definitely British. They have, but also they worked a lot with some British promotions.
Yeah, I think so, some of them did. Like I obviously like I know I kind of have a go at What Culture all the time on this, but I really enjoyed WCW and Defiant. Like I still enjoyed it, and I think that really suffered because it didn't have a working relationship. But that's how it could be. It could be like the problem is like WWE are the only ones big enough to do it, but you could end up with like every indie company almost like gets affiliated to like a bigger company.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And like I guess WWE's trying to be like the regulatory body. It's trying to be like the FIFA of wrestling.
Which I mean I don't have an issue with. There's wrestlers getting signed. There'll always be other independent promotions. Wrestlers it's just to make money.
Yeah, and hopefully they kind of, especially in Britain, they up the standards.
Yeah.
Especially backstage. But just even in general, like WWE, like right, okay, if you want to work with us, adhere to these kind of protocols, really.
Well, there's a filter down process. So you get somebody who goes to WWE NXT at UK, and he works there for 10 years. He then resigns, or he gets cut or released. He opens up a wrestling school. He's been trained by people who know what they're doing for 10 years, rather than this guy working independent, self-taught, then trying to teach somebody else. So that's the way I think you've got to look at it. Yeah. Anyhow, enough about our dreams for WWE. I just think
probably 2 hours into the show and I haven't talked about the pay-per-view yet.
I just think a proper World Cup would be cool, and I would throw my money at Vince to have that.
Yeah, well,
the Cruiserweight Classic with different nationalities.
I think the Cruiserweight Classic would be so cool if they did it again, but it didn't even just the classic. Don't have to be Cruiserweight, just anyone. Yeah. Oh, the big lads classic.
Big lad, yes.
300 pounds and above.
This is what we need. Like I just love tournaments. Love the UK tournaments. King of the Ring, that needs to come back.
Yeah, the Cruiserweight Classic was cool though, to see people like Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
I mean, WWE will never do it, but it would be cool to see them have like a working relationship with like CMLL or AAA or New Japan.
They used to though. They definitely used.
Back in the day. Yeah.
There's a Royal Rumble with the Luchadors in.
Yeah, there is, which we will never cover.
Because of is it AAA?
Well, Vasco just jumped out himself because he didn't want to get eliminated.
Yeah, that is true.
Doing a Drew Carey spot before Drew Carey.
Is it the Drew Carey spot or the Will Vasco spot?
It's a Drew Carey spot he made it, didn't he?
The Drew Carey spot. Speaking of Royal Rumbles, this week we're doing Royal Rumble 2008. Terry Peters, have you seen this Royal Rumble before?
Yeah, I watched it at the time. Some of the starting matches aren't as good as what I remember, but the Royal Rumble is pretty spectacular in this, so I can forgive it.
Right, there we go. Lou, was you watching wrestling at this time?
I was watching it, but this was on Sky Box Office, so I didn't pay for it, so I just remember looking at the result the next
What
day
a
and
cheap
going,
skate.
Okay.
What a cheapskate.
Yeah, I was 17.
Was
So,
I?
did you buy it, Terry Peters?
Yeah, I contributed towards it.
Oh, well, I didn't think you'd pay in full.
No, because we watched it. There was about four of us that watched it, so we just split it between the four of us.
No, I don't think I watched it live.
How do you feel, Lou? Terry Peters, the man who bought jeans for like £6 off the internet with a with a crusty tissue in the pocket. It's just called you cheap.
I know, it's shocking, really. I can't think why I didn't watch it.
This is the man who timed his showers to 4 minutes to get the maximum energy out of his showers. So his bill low.
It's called me cheap.
And he's called you cheap.
Yeah, times have changed.
Do you stand by your comments, Terry Peters?
Totally.
Outrageous.
There we go, outrageous. Right then, shall we get into it then? We've, flapped our gums. Classic Stone Cold saying. Long enough on this episode. So this is Royal Rumble 2008. It plays on the 27th of January at Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
There's 20,000 people there. Lou, have you been waiting for this for weeks?
Oh my god.
What were them 20,000 people eating?
It was a veritable buffet. Whilst there was just
a smorgasbord, did you?
The smorgasbord, yeah. It was. The sights, the sounds, the things they'll see, the things they'll eat. What a lovely venue, Madison Square Garden. It's like genuinely. You just get that feel when you're even watching like a show from Madison Square Garden, don't you? What a venue! Just something about it when you walk into it for the first time. Like, we went for a Knicks game the first time.
Yes.
Which is why I'm wearing his tracksuit today. Which is coincidence I'm wearing his tracksuit today.
No, it's not.
You put that on the purpose, didn't you?
No, it was genuine coincidence. But I do love it. But,
I don't believe you.
it's just pretty magical, isn't it? Like, it's just the only thing that I think is comparable of when I first walked into an arena and thought like, oh my god, was when I went to Old Trafford to watch England 20 years ago. You just come out and you feel like you're in like a legendary venue, aren't you? Like a lot of these stadiums these days kind of look the same when you're inside. A lot of the arenas, especially. Like, when you think like we went to Dallas, went to New Orleans, even New York too in London, like when you're inside the actual bowl, it could be the same place, can it?
Yes.
Madison Square Garden is just absolutely glorious, and the food. So my top tip is the chicken tenders and waffle fries. But also there's so you can get like a regular hot dog, which I got because I actually got sauerkraut for the first time. The first time I went, because she was like, "Do you want?" I was like, "Can I have a hot dog, please?" She's like, "Yes, yep, sauerkraut." I thought it was a type of sausage. So I'm just like, you know what I'm like when I'm in foreign lands. I like to know look like I know what I'm talking about. So I was like, yep, please, sauerkraut. I didn't count with all this fucking cabbage on it. And, yes, the sauerkraut it's really nice though.
What an idiot.
Yeah, but no, I actually watched I watched Yes Man with Jim Carrey last night, and I've noticed, the more you say yes, the more you discover things. It's good. So yeah, say yes to sauerkraut whenever such things. And then there's also there's that hot dog place, but there's also a French sausage place. It's more like what we would call a banger, traditional sausage in the UK. But they had that with cheese and crispy onions on the top. That was an experience.
Was that better? Which was the sausage war? Which was the best one?
I think that was the best one. I got that with cousin Tom at the next game. We had to go up a level. No, down a level. Basically, there's one level where everything's on it, and then if you're in an upper level, there's not so many kiosks, but you can go downstairs.
Right.
And see the most. And then the beer. I think I've had obviously they got the Brooklyn Lager, a few of the New York ones, Blue Moon's quite popular over there. And then they had this Bronx brewery one.
Right.
And obviously it's a local beer. It's quite dark. But yeah, that was glorious. That was the one that was the beer that got on screen. on the Madison Square Garden.
Oh, so disappointed.
Yeah.
I think that's in the Christmas special. It's in the Christmas special.
Yeah, go watch the Christmas special and hear that story. But yeah, so that was the beer that got on screen, where the rest of everybody did not. At the next game.
The foam finger got on screen as well.
Yeah, I know. Was it the foam? Yeah, the beer once. The beer was
the beer one. It was just a foam finger.
Just a foam finger. That's the beer I was holding. That's in my other hand.
He's got to offer it if anyone's interested.
The original Instagram post. Oh, that was 7 years ago, but yeah, I'm still not over it. But yeah, Madison Square Garden is just it's a beautiful venue. I love at this point as well where they have the setup of the shorter ramp.
Yeah, I like this.
The
Although
thing is, like,
really
they can't do that anymore.
there's some really annoying people next to the fucking entrance. The guy in the yellow t-shirt is particularly annoying.
See the guy who tries to grab Hornswoggle?
Yes. No, he's on.
Imagine if he did just
he's
grab him,
as you-
picked him up.
He's as you're looking at it. He's on the right hand side as you're looking at the entranceway. He's
Yeah.
like got a little like thing that they use in a bank in front of him. He looks like a complete knob.
Well, the security did not do well because somebody literally gets onto the ramp and touches it. And
Yeah.
Hornswoggle on the shoulder.
Yeah, it was really weird, right? But I do love that setup. But yeah, because they've kind of like renovated Madison Square Garden. That corridor is kind of blocked off now.
Right.
Security
Or it's
takeoff
kind of for
account.
public use now, so they can't get in there anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why these days they just got the normal. Because I remember when we went to that house show and they had like a normal ramp, and I was just like,
Yeah, that was weird.
But that's why. Because they
I
can't
did
use
enjoy the screen sort of opened into doors, didn't it? On this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it,
like
it broke at the end. Did you notice?
No, I didn't, did it?
Yeah, it was flapping about at the end because I think someone came loose.
I just noticed that Great Khali couldn't fit through it.
Great
He
golly.
was too tall for it. But we'll get there.
I don't know if it actually was him, but was friend of the show Dave Meltzer sat near the ramp?
I didn't
I
know
don't
it
know.
was.
I thought if he's on the front row, it might not have been him.
I don't know.
It could have been. Who knows?
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was. So it was a good venue, and it was the first one in HD for WWE.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
it was. Yeah, it was only
Yeah.
10 HD like the month before, didn't it? On Raw.
Yeah.
And then a few months later in the PG era, aren't we?
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of blood in the second match.
Yeah, but not a lot anywhere else.
And surprisingly, not in the first match, considering who's in it. So,
Yeah, that's true.
we'll get there in a second. So we start with an opening video package. It's just them getting on a subway train carriage.
Yeah, getting the underground, isn't it?
I seem to remember them all fighting on there, but then they didn't. They just went into another video package.
No, I agree with you. Unless that was maybe the promo thing for the
Yeah.
Rumble itself.
The poster they were fighting on, are they?
Right.
That might be them.
They walked on, and I just thought it was all going to start having a rumble on there, and then they didn't.
Because I always found those weird. Like they're quite fun, but like in kayfabe, like if they all hate each other, it's like the World War III entrance that time. Like
They just all walked
Yeah,
on.
sure, there's gonna be some bit of tension. They'll just get on the subway. Like, but that's how they've got it. Because you can't really drive to Madison Square Garden. There's no car park apparently, so a lot of them do have to just get public transport to the venue.
Yeah. My
But
favourite.
obviously not in the trunks. I'd imagine.
I know they're always backstage in the gear.
Yeah, I always find it weird. Like wrestlers always just turn up in the trunks. Don't they?
It's one of the rules of wrestling, isn't it? If you're at an event, don't forget to bring your gear.
Yeah.
That's how Christian got his WWE F debut.
Yeah, I understand taking it in a bag, but like, when they're just like, oh, I'm just here hanging out backstage, and it's like I'm just in my pants, so I'm just
Oh,
gonna do
see,
some
I love
commentary.
walking about in my pants.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
not
is-
working. Do you do
He
it
does.
No.
Can when I was working from home.
I was never thinking
Well,
of
yeah,
it,
so when you're working at home, you can. That's
He's not
Only
put
have to-
pants.
only have to dress the top half, don't you, when you're working from home?
exactly.
He's not put pants on for months.
Business up top, party at the bottom.
It's just when you go shopping, Rob, you have to put them on then.
Oh, Rob.
The editor.
Who?
Right, okay.
Rob L, the editor. Someone needs to know what RL92 is. We plug his Instagram every week.
Don't get any followers though, does he?
I know it's. Oh, the look in your eyes then.
The sadness in his
that
eyes.
was
Hello,
genuine.
darkness, my old friend.
Oh, I wish we did this on TV because the actual sadness as he looks down the camera there.
So, if you want, follow our editor, RL.
All right, RL92.
We'll do the plug. We'll do the plug early.
Follow me on YouTube at Bell Nation.
You've got too many names. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Wait,
I've not
Brandon-
got, I've not
Brandon
got
is
it.
on-
I've not got
Brandon is all
enough.
over
That's
the
my
place.
thing. That's my thing. I've not got enough.
You need to sort your Instagram out at Bell Nation.
You need to sort your Instagram out.
Well,
Yeah, you do.
I will at some point.
Well, there you go. Then I'll sort mine out at some point.
I think the good listeners of Wrestling Around have realised I don't tweet, so
I said your Instagram. Why would you tweet off an Instagram?
Well, because they realise I don't
Idiot.
use any
Idiot.
social media, so they ask if I have an Instagram.
Yeah, it's like we plug our Twitters as if like they're going to be big wrestling ones. Then you go on Ross, it's like it's just tweeting Peter Swan like 6 years ago. goes on Peter's just plugging Football Manager. It goes on mine. It's just me writing about politics. So like no one's really getting anything from it.
And I'm telling you to buy a PS5 usually as well.
Yeah, absolutely not. Can't get them anywhere.
No, I tried again with Smiths this morning.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
I've got a mate and he's not going to listen. But I always tweet like, I can't get an Xbox Series X. And
is it Sam Carr?
No, not him. I've got another mate who's always going, you should just get the Series S. And when I'm like, it looks a bit shit, mate. But I don't want to insult him because he's got one.
No, he jumped the gun.
It's all ladders.
Who is it?
It's all ladders.
Ladders?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it is, and I don't know him.
Ladders? Move on.
Well, it's going to come to him, innit, halfway through this.
Yeah.
We then go to...
I don't think he listens to this anyway, but he is mates around Adam Wilburn, so that's...
Oh, Ladley.
Connections, yeah. There we go.
There we go.
Shout out to Dudley.
I
don't want to Series S.
Go on, Dudley.
It again goes into a video package of the history of the Royal Rumble at the MSG. Loads of history there. Loads of wrestling history in general at the MSG.
Yeah, which was disappointing to us. And I'm sure you'll agree that when we went on the Madison Square Garden tour, there was only one little bit about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
There's too much stuff happens there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that is true. That's a lot of things have happened there.
They should have, when they got like the Knicks and the Rangers banners, they should have like the Royal Rumble banners and stuff in the corners as well. Like,
just have a picture
John
of
Cena
Hulk
wins
face hanging down.
Yeah, they released the Hulkamania banner. And WWE made out like it was going to stay there forever, but they took it down the next night. Apparently, it was just WWE did it.
Yeah, right.
And so when everyone went to the Knicks game the next day, it wasn't there. But they made it out like as if they were going to have like a Hulk Hogan banner in Madison Square Garden.
Bruno Sammartino, you'd think would be the one, wouldn't it?
But I said it's too many, and they're like, they're going to put Foley in there and stuff. So I can understand why you don't have wrestling in there. There's an Elton John banner.
But I have
Is that still standing?
Hey.
He loves it, isn't he? I have a theory that Elton John is the greatest musical artist of all time.
Well, there's a Billy Joel one there as well. When I put it back down.
Well, is that a Billy Joel song?
We can start the fire.
Yeah, we can start the fire.
Right, get into the wrestling.
But I'm going to say my theory first, and I'm sure you'll agree.
Right, I'm sure, yeah, because everyone loved your Jurassic Park theory last week, so I just went off from on.
Hey, I was correct. But Elton John is the greatest musical artist of all time because everybody in the world likes at least one of his songs.
True.
There's not many other artists.
Scooby's fit for me.
Yeah, but not everybody likes his music. Just because you like his music. But everybody, no matter what background or age you are, you like at least one Elton John song.
Yeah, I feel like you can still sound the Beatles, can you?
Well,
I don't like the Beatles.
I'm a big fan of the Beatles as well.
I think the Beatles are mega overrated, but that's a story for another day.
So on commentary we have Michael Cole and friend of the show, Jonathan Coachman. They're going to be representing SmackDown. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, they're going to be representing Raw. And I guess Joey Styles and Taz are there as well. There's no ECW matches. It is a trash. It's a dry brand pay-per-view.
Did you see the sad news about the coach this week?
I didn't.
He's apparently he left WWE at some point.
Right.
And he tweeted this week, and I quote, "I will never go back to WWE."
Oh.
We've had our last coach moments.
Is he going back to sort of more sports?
Well, he's on the Golf Channel now, isn't he?
Yes.
He's been on the Golf Channel for a while, yeah.
That weirdly fits, doesn't it, coaching golf?
Yeah, but he tweeted something about he prefers to work with companies where respect works two ways, and it doesn't at WWE, so feels slightly acrimonious of like how he left, but disappointing. But coach, if you're looking for work, wrestling our podcast.
Yeah,
how much would be that? We just kind of bumped on Conrad's gimmick, but we just got the coach.
I bet he's got some stories. I bet he's got a lot of stories.
He does.
He's been at a lot of big events.
Yeah, right. Wasn't fucking hell. Do you know what I'm gonna do? Go tweet the coach. You continue. I'll tweet the coach.
Yeah, I was going to tweet the coach. So maybe he's joining us next week when the coach is on. He has been a guest host before, and I'm pretty sure we said he was going to replace Terry Peters, and Terry Peters is getting fired.
Yeah,
That was it. That was when Terry Peters decided to miss half a show
Yeah.
to get his car fixed.
We also forgot to tell Coach, didn't we, as well, which is problematic.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't official. And then, to be fair, some guy did take us up on the offer and asked us if we needed to get another host.
Yeah, and he starts next week.
So, this is Terry Peters' last ever. But you already know, people are a bit confused that Terry Peters is here because he wouldn't have been on the live Royal Rumble one.
Oh, yeah, this is back in time.
This is kayfabe, isn't it? Kayfabe. Right then, should we get into the first match then? So it's Ric Flair versus MVP. This is part of Flair's career on the line. This has been going on since November, where Flair said he'll never retire after coming back. And Vince said, do you know what, Flair, next time you lose, that's it, you're done. He's going to be fighting MVP. He's the US champ, but this is non-title. A Ric Flair promo to start, and how he loves MSG and all that, and how he's... I guess it's just a farewell tour for Ric Flair at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, you know it's coming, but you just don't know when.
Yeah. So I didn't like this storyline.
Why? Why not?
Because I would have preferred it if Flair came out, you know, with the "I'll never retire" speech. I think he should just come out and said, look, as long as I'm good enough and as long as I'm winning, I'm going to carry on. But if I lose, I retire. Rather than Vince doing it. Because then it wasn't like a retirement match. It was more like a Vince fired him match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Yeah, I think it'd be better if it was just Flair going, yeah.
Unless they made the story about how Flair didn't know anything else but wrestling and somebody needs to put him out of his misery.
Well, I think that's what it looked like. I thought it was a bit sad. So I think it would have been better if it was just, yeah, next time I lose, I'll... Slight tweak, but I just thought it would be nicer if he would just kind of put it on himself rather than Vince doing it.
But it led to genuinely one of the best matches of all time, so...
Yeah,
Flair.
Ric Flair and Vince in the street fight on Raw.
Yeah, no, Flair Michaels, obviously. MVP interrupts Flair's promo because, you know, he just does, but he's got great music, so I will allow him.
I like it when he hits the floor and then it takes him about 4 years for his fireworks to come off as well.
Yeah, I don't understand the pyro on WWE because sometimes they look really good. Some people, other people get like real little, you know, 120-pound box you buy from a supermarket.
I think space in this one was probably an issue as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but even then, sometimes they just get like real little ones, and other people get absolutely loads. Just inconsistent pyro. I mean, it was weird when they didn't do any pyro because, like Lesnar, just used to do the exact same thing but with no pyro.
I hate that. That was dark times when WWE had no pyro.
Yeah.
It was just weird, right?
And then everybody, yeah. And I can't remember. They brought it back. A pandemic when it was a pandemic when they brought it back.
I think it was when they moved to Fox. When they had loads of money. Yeah.
And then you go the other way with Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia, where he had WrestleMania pyro.
If you want to like Saudi Arabia's like horrendous human rights record, those shows would be amazing. Like they'd be so much fun. That's why I hope like they start doing like big ones like that in India. It's just gonna be great.
Well, they're mad for Indians, aren't they? They absolutely love. How big it was.
When I was over there, it was they used to kind of promote it on the same level as they were, like Roman Reigns was on the same adverts as like Messi and Ronaldo and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really big. Like at any one time, like there was normally WWE on one of the, I think it's Sony Sports or Sky Sports or something over there. It's Star Sports over there, and it's huge. But apparently, like after cricket, it's like the most popular. I don't know if I believe that, but apparently it's like behind cricket.
It could be though. I don't think they're not really known for any other sports, are they?
Cricket is.
Oh, they're gods, aren't they?
Probably up 90%. It's mad. I was there for the Cricket World Cup, and it was just what an experience. I was in the bar watching India versus Pakistan, and I was like, this is just frankly amazing.
That was the
big sidebar.
That was the highest attend, I think the most people tried to get tickets for that game. The World Cup's in England, and the most people tried to get tickets for that game than any of the England games was the India Pakistan game.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah,
it's just different. It's just like I imagine Tendulkar cannot walk around the streets without being
like literally, like even people. So when I was watching it, like even the pundits, like people in the bar were like clapping when they came on. The pundits came on screen, and like my colleague Junior was just telling me, he's like, oh yeah, he's like a legend because he's like won us like a World Cup or something like that, and like he's revered. But yeah, they're actually just like it's like wrestling fans again when they pop when someone comes on screen. They're doing that in the bar. It was outstanding.
That'd be like the equivalent, wasn't it, to Ed Chamberlain? Or is it no?
No, more like Gary Neville.
Imagine popping every time Gary Neville came on screen.
Yeah, just whoa, Gary Neville.
He gets the right one. Jermaine Genius.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't there for the for any I didn't watch any pay-per-views while I was out there, so it could have been the same thing.
Could have been. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we think then, Terry Peters, of Ric Flair versus MVP? It was the opening match. It went 7 minutes.
Too predictable. It just wasn't very good. And Little Nate needs an eye test, doesn't he?
Well, he corrected himself, didn't he? The foot was on the rope. I think that was a botch on it because the foot was on the rope for a while.
That was the fucking horrendous botch in a career-ending match. I accidentally retired Ric Flair.
The thing is, though, what would have made it better if they'd have done the 3 count and then realised that and rung the bell, but then Ric Flair had put his foot on the rope afterwards, and the ref hadn't seen it because of the angle. That would have made it miles better. But no, Charles Robinson is just woeful.
Yeah, not a good ref, is he? Well, I mean, he's been there for a while.
Whoa,
Yeah, he makes some howlers.
Charles Robinson.
Charles Robinson, this is the man who, just for no reason, tapped out Natalia and then went, I guess I did it because I love Nature Boy. And then kept his job.
Still friend with the Flair family, what you can do about it?
No, but imagine if a football ref just went, penalty.
Yeah, they do. It's called Mike D.
I know. He's a joke. He's kept his job as well.
This guy celebrated the goal. It's the Spurs goal. It's the same thing, isn't it?
I listened to a podcast with Mike D that is annoyingly likable.
Yeah, I've read that.
In person. Yeah. And he justifies everything and you're like...
Yeah. It's like the complete opposite of Jeff Winter.
Yeah.
He's just a dick.
But he's, what I'm saying is, the one that kept the job. But Charles Robinson, kayfabe, he's just a bad referee.
Yeah, to be honest, Nick Patrick started that, didn't he? Because once he'd kept his job, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, Nick Patrick's job was fine, wasn't it? His count was fine.
Big Davey gave this 2-star.
Yeah. I think, Piers, you were watching wrestling at the time. Do you not remember, there's a lot more tension in this match at the time because we genuinely thought Flair could retire? Because I remember everyone was I was definitely working on the theory that he might lose before WrestleMania and then have a one last hurrah at WrestleMania. And obviously, because at the time, MVP, and then I think he faced Kennedy at No Way Out or whatever it was next.
Canada!
And they didn't really work out for either of them, but they were future world champions pair of them. So it felt plausible at the time.
They were legitimate threats, weren't they?
Yeah,
I said Kennedy was more of a threat than MVP.
Yeah, looking back now, it was just
as we'll see later on, anyway.
But yeah, I felt at the time there was a lot more tension, especially with me and MSG in that, because they were really playing that up, weren't they?
Yeah, it felt like you say, it was the last hurrah. I suppose it would have been unexpected, they did it the right way, obviously. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, but it just felt a bit flat for me, this one, as an opener.
I mean, looking at it now, it would have been a bit Corbin beating Angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what they've done, but
Big Davey gave this 2.
I mean, that's probably fair. It was what it was, wasn't it?
How old is Flair at this point? 50? No, 50 something.
938.
Yeah.
I prefer the next match to this one, anyway.
I'm glad just Flair didn't do a blade job. I would have liked to have seen some low blows and stuff like that. It's the day he's playing the game, and he would. But then is that he can't do it anymore, so he's cheating to win? I don't know. You'd like to see. Let Flair be old Flair. You know what I mean? What he's famous for.
Wasn't it was, but the false finish was a bit much for me.
I think it detracted from it too much.
Yeah, because it was just it genuinely seemed like a fuck up.
Yeah,
I think it must have been. It must have been.
I think for him to actually count, it should just stop 1-2 and then go, "Whoa, no, he's put on the rope." Rather than,
but then to count it and then wave it off,
count 3. Yeah.
Yeah, because the people in the crowd don't have the benefit of commentary team saying, "No, you've got his foot in the rope." So they're like, "What? Well, it's just lost."
It's really confused a bit if you're in the crowd later on in a Rumble match. But I just felt I guess normally these days, because it was on Raw the other week where they counted someone out by accident.
Yeah. And
the referees treat it like a shoot, but I guess when you've got such high stakes, you can't. Yes, backstage, Vince is well, yeah, well, you done now. Nothing we can do about it.
We've got to accept the rest decision.
Yeah, just hold you out.
So the end of the match is after the botched 3 count. Flair blocks a playmaker, puts on the figure 4 to win. Probably the only time Ric Flair's ever won with a figure 4 leg lock.
And not bladed.
And not blazing. We then go backstage to Vince McMahon and Hornswoggle McMahon, I guess, because that's his son.
That's his name.
This has happened around here. Finlay joins him because I guess he's still a little bastard to Finlay. Isn't he? Remember that was his name for a bit when he came out, the little bastard.
He still is on this one. He gets known about it a little bit, I think.
Yeah. No, he didn't have a name for a long time, did he? It was just Little Bastard.
Yeah. Little Bastard, yeah.
Little Bastard.
He was only like 19, wasn't he, when he did that?
He's really, really young. He's
really
not still in his 30s now, I think.
His stand-up's not great.
He's only 34 now.
Yeah,
he's only 34, so he was like 19 when he started, depending on what month it was.
Yeah.
26th of May, he made his televised debut 3 days before his 20th birthday. There you go.
Yeah, I thought it was nice.
There you go.
Finlay joins him. Vince is pretty much trying to say you can't trust anyone. Don't trust Finlay, don't trust Hornswoggle. We then get a debut of a legend of the sport. Mike Adamle is in the crowd. He's got a mic, and he's really shouting.
At least you get Jeff Hardy's name right this time.
I always thought this was the event where he messed it up.
No, it's a Raw. He goes Jess. It sounds like he says Jess Harvey.
Well, yeah, I was going to bring that up because that's later on. The thing I was reading, like the sort of one of the reviews I was reading, said it was in this, but I thought I just missed it.
No, I think it was in Raw.
Have they edited it? Because I'm sure he said something else as well about, like, instead of saying WWE, he said like one of the boxing.
Right.
I think they might have edited it out.
Maybe they have then.
Oh no, apparently, they have. Apparently, is it Royal Rumble 2008?
Yeah, because doesn't it say like WBF title instead of WWE at one point as well? Sure, it does.
But I genuinely thought it sounded like Jess Harvey when he first said it.
Maybe it's yeah. But he will be forever known as the greatest moment of sports entertainment. And his name is Jeremiah James, walks into me, goes to Batista, how you doing, Dave?
And as me and Lou found out this week, he was on Gladiators once upon a time.
You didn't know that?
I knew that, but I knew that. It was on Adam Paci's stream, because Adam Paci was like, oh, I've got a Gladiators episode of a Wrestling Connection. Everyone was like, presumed it was like Oblivion. And then I thought it was Hogan because he used to present American Gladiators. But no, it was old school Mike Adamle.
Mike Adamle. He's just like a football commentator.
Yeah,
like NFL commentator.
No, he used to play in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I think he's got a lot of...
Yeah,
he's got dementia.
Yeah, CT.
Yeah.
Is it dementia?
Yeah, he's got diagnosed with dementia, saw signs of chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
CTA.
CTA.
Yeah.
That probably like explains a lot of his botches. Like, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's apparently a really good guy though.
That's very sad. Yeah, and I genuinely enjoyed his. Obviously on commentary he struggled, but I thought his general management was just really funny. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was funny. I will always love him to ask him.
I think he's only doing it for about 2 months. Funny, he wasn't doing it for long.
No, but the plan was to have him as the proper commentator. And
he started in January and
just working out.
And in October he was gone.
Yeah, he was on ECW for a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah. So he was gone within 9 months.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Mike Adamle. Then go on to a video package then of JBL versus Jericho. So Chris Jericho was thrown into JBL, and JBL doesn't think he's the saviour, as Jericho keeps saying. This was the old cryptic codes and that on it, and Lou thought it was Billy Gunn.
No, it was Big Show, I thought.
Big Show.
There was a fear that it was Billy Gunn, but it was Big Show. Because I used to, when I was on WrestleZone, I used to tweet, not tweet, or post a message all the time, like, oh, it's Big Show. And it became like a running joke. And then I accidentally spoiled it. Like, when Big Show came back at No Way Out in 2008, the one after this, I made the same joke before, and I was like, oh, what are you going to do when Big Show arrives tonight? And everyone was like, oh, he's not going to, and he did. And I wanted to go for creating spoilers, but it was just a running joke at the time.
You can find Luke tweeting at WrestleVotes.
Yeah.
It was around /WrestleVotes.
For a brief period during that Sabre stuff, I genuinely was convinced it was Big Show. I can't remember the clues, but the clues led to Big Show. I'm sure they did.
Right, there we go. Yeah, well, Jericho and JBL, JBL doesn't think he's a savior, then he beats him up a few times. He
came out of retirement for this, I think he was commentating, wasn't
he? Yeah, well, that's how Jericho got thrown into him during the match with Randy Orton. JBL then decides you're not going to win the title. And there we go. It was 9 minutes long. Jericho gets busted open pretty badly. I don't think it's a blade job, is it?
I don't
Did
think
they banned it on this time?
It didn't really fit into the story, so I think it must have been
He just
unintentional.
caught his head on
I was
the.
going to
Yeah.
say it looked horrendous, but I thought it really added to the match. And this is what made me bring up the PG thing, because obviously no one else has any blood in this pay-per-view up until this point. And I know before the PG era, they was trying to sort of get rid of blading, weren't they? So that's what.
A few times, I think.
Yeah, which
I
is
think
what.
it should, because blading is just so barbaric.
It is barbaric.
Frankly disgusting.
So
It doesn't look real either. Because why would you bleed on top of your head?
Yeah.
So that's what made me think that this was probably real, but there was a hell of a lot of blood.
Yeah.
But I thought this was a decent match actually.
I mean, it doesn't really end. They go for 9 minutes. JBL starts to clear an announce table, and Jericho hits him with a chair. Then Jericho's sort of DQ to using the chair.
What a savage sounding chair shot that was as well.
Yeah, it was. There were some things in this match that was uncomfortable to watch. Yeah. So Jericho
Are you
throws.
talking about the next bit as well?
Jericho throws the chair at him. JBL gets in the ring. Then Jericho chokes him with a wire.
Like I said,
Yeah. Was it not an unprotected chair shot before this as well?
This is after Benoit.
6 months after Benoit. I thought it was a bit too soon.
It's just not acceptable. Why do we need to choke? See,
If it was like a choking thing when he was close to him, fine. But
Yeah.
it was like a hanging thing.
It was a hanging. There's no other way to describe it. It was a hanging.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit much.
I enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
No,
I enjoyed the match, but I just thought it was a bit.
I thought this was probably the best
Well,
match on the
I mean,
They could have done this. They could have done this beat down angle.
They didn't need the hanging bit. I'll agree with you there, because it's very much like the Daniel Bryan when he choked Justin Roberts out with a tie and then got released.
But even that was close up, and I can get that. But hanging him across the ropes,
I'm agreeing with you.
he's just.
Don't shout at me. I'm agreeing with you, man.
They don't help themselves.
No, they don't. But do you remember when Rey Mysterio had that accident and the man died in the ring from that injury?
Yeah, Perro Guerrero Jr.
I don't know the guy's name, but then Raw kept referencing that somebody had a very same injury or the similar injury as to what he had and what finished him off, unfortunately, in that match. And you're thinking, they just sometimes do it, don't they, just for the sake of fucking doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of times
They do just do it.
Did you have to go there? Like bringing in, is it the Natalia storyline with Jim Nyder? And it's just like, well, why?
Roman making John Moxley or Dean Ambrose talk about Roman Reigns' leukemia.
Yeah.
Why do you have to do it?
Paige and Charlotte Flair's brother.
Oh god, that was awful. That one.
Yeah, it's just
Eddie Guerrero's death, Randy Orton and JBL.
Yeah, it's just some of the stuff to say. It's just unnecessary, and it's just I don't get why they do it. It's very because there's a lot of people like, and again I've said this before. It's the whole industry of people who basically just make the living off like slagging off WWE.
Yeah.
And WWE don't have to make it easy for them sometimes when they do stuff like that.
But the hanging thing in this match is you're gonna get a thing in wrestling where when's it wrestling and when's it attempt murder?
No, I think if it happens in the arena, like the police can't get involved. Is my understanding.
Yeah, no, but like it's not to this, but they've done stabbing angles and they've done shooting angles and they've done when is it wrestling? When is it
there's a time that Roman Reigns like drive like a semi into Braun Strowman, like just Steve Austin like lifted Triple H up in a forklift and dropped his car while he was in it.
Unless you just do it.
If it happens in the arena, no,
it's fine.
No, police can't get involved.
Unless it's like you're gonna go into the complete wackiness of Lucha Underground, and when someone dies, they're not on TV anymore. They're killed because it's a TV show.
Yeah. Wrestling occupies that weird spot, doesn't it? I think there's a lot of you need to suspend your disbelief a lot for wrestling.
I'm fine with most things, but come on.
Yeah,
especially at the time as well.
I kind of read about it. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's like is it called like emotional reality or something? It's like it's to do like superhero films and stuff where like superhero films can still be realistic even though it's like there's fucking Iron Man flying around or whatever. And I think it's the same in wrestling. I can't remember the time of it now, but it's like there's just certain things that you just have to accept happen in this universe.
Yeah.
And I guess like wrestling is like one of those. Like you just accept that. If you get it's like Irish whips make no sense, but like
it's true. Yeah.
You just have to accept that
And why would you run back off a rope?
Yeah,
You've just
wrestling.
been bounced
If
into.
you run in, you just run back, and that's just how it works. Yeah, just there's little things you have to accept. So I guess one of them is there's no law enforcement until there is.
Until they bring in the law enforcement.
Yeah.
People get arrested.
That's like aggravated stalking. No. Attempted murder. Yes. Like just. That's it. It's
Don't
wrestling.
even get me started on aggravated stalking. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Stalking and it was aggravated.
Yeah, but aggravated means there was a weapon.
What was he doing at the gym?
He owns it.
Does he? Why does he own it?
Well, was she getting the Pepsi or was she getting the Diet Coke, Lo?
Come on.
What was she getting?
Imagine if the police just kind of ended an investigation based on that. You're like, wrong brand, you're lying.
There's a lot of victim shaming in that. But it's in the archives. Yeah. The first one was here, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Raw Nitro, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was the finger poke of doom. Raw Nitro. Go have a look at that. I think it was the longest show ever, apart from the.
No, Armageddon.
Armageddon
2000 was like that was one thing. Peter's missed like an hour. It came back, and we were talking about the open video package.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But it's fair. I think this show would have been the longest show ever so far.
This has been pretty long, to be fair. Final thoughts then on Chris Jericho vs JBL.
It's alright, right?
I enjoyed it. Davey gave it 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't like matches that don't have finishes, does he? So.
No.
JBL's big return.
Yeah. Did they carry on? Did they carry on feud into WrestleMania?
No, he got involved in he faced Finlay in a street fight at WrestleMania. He got in a what was it? There's something to do with because Hornswoggle turned out to be actually Finlay's son, and it was just a fraud.
Right.
And JBL was annoyed or something for some reason. So,
Yeah, JBL was against Hornswoggle in Finlay in a Belfast brawl.
Yeah.
Right.
So he thought,
And Jericho then ended up in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
And then he had an incredible feud with Shawn Michaels after listening.
Yeah.
Good year for Shawn Michaels, 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which then ended because JBL got involved. Full circle.
There we go.
I love it when things come back together. We'll go backstage then. Ashley is trying to get into Maria's dressing room, but Santino won't let her. This is the start of Santino being hilarious.
Santino's great in this, but we'll get into that later in the actual match.
This isn't the
Santino moment.
This is the best bit, Santino.
That's like when nobody wants to listen to you in your booby magazine.
I love Santino. Disappointed like a Regal though for me in this.
Yeah, they're using his office, right? Because it when the Vince promo, there was like the picture of like Buckingham Palace and the Big Ben. So it's obviously set up for Regal's office, but he just didn't get involved. Like, obviously Vince was using it.
Yeah, well, Vince says you get out of the office, you get out of the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a smart man, Regal. But then move on to the first title match then. So it's the World Heavyweight title match between Edge, who's the champion, and Rey Mysterio. So this is the weird time with La Familia, where Edge is in a relationship with Vicky Guerrero. I mean, but what happened out of this? Alicia Fox got signed.
Alicia Fox. I'll be honest, I don't like this match. Straight up.
I thought I would like this match, but it wasn't great. So Mysterio won a Beat the Clock challenge to be number one contender, where he actually beat Edge.
Because I was going to say it was Chavo, wasn't it?
Thanks to Batista. Chavo's the ECW champion at this time.
Yeah, well, it gets even weirder when in the later match when we get there. But he was the leader, wasn't he? About 6 minutes 5, I think, which frankly is a pathetic score, a pathetic time to beat somebody. Because Kane usually does it in about 10 seconds flat.
I was watching that, and it was Rey Mysterio, and he was like, "Will he beat the clock?" And he still got like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
yeah. A lot happened in that 4 minutes as well.
Yeah.
Batista came out, ran roughshod. Then the Undertaker came out. It's like I might have to go back and watch this episode of SmackDown because that is a hell of a lot to cram into 4 minutes.
The promo was pretty much the entire match, wasn't it? It was,
I get it if Mysterio is going to win like 5 seconds left, or
but not
1 second in the count of 3. But come on, it wasn't in any jeopardy.
I don't think Chavo only won the ECW title like the Tuesday before the show, didn't he?
Yeah,
like, literally just right before it, randomly. He came out of nowhere from what I remember because he was a SmackDown at the time.
And then he lost it at WrestleMania, didn't
he? Yeah.
In 19 seconds.
Was that to Kane?
Yeah.
Kane comes out, Kane chokeslams him, and then.
The real glory days of ECW.
Sorry, 11 seconds. I had 8 extra seconds on.
Oh, they're too good to him, aren't you? Speaking of weird stuff, Teddy Long brings out Vicky in a chair. That was just weird. Just wheels her out.
McNeil, Linda McMahon's for.
Honestly, there's no point you wheel out. Teddy should have just pushed her and she'd have been at the ring. That's how
Well,
small.
why didn't Edge or one of the Edgeheads wheel her out?
Oh, just use her hands and wheel herself out.
No, because one Teddy demoted to assistant general manager at the time.
I don't know. She was GM.
I think, yeah.
I think he was assistant. Yeah, I think he was assistant GM.
I remember I wasn't watching wrestling at this time. I think I caught up with WrestleManias and stuff like that, and just looking at what's going on, and then Edge and Vicky Guerrero are kissing. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
He has that big entrance for his WrestleMania main event, and his first one ever, and he gets off with Vicky Guerrero on the ramp while she's in a wheelchair.
I hate wrestling.
Thinking, what is going on here? Oh. Yeah, so the Edgeheads there was the Major Brothers, wasn't they? And now
Hawkins and Ryder, innit?
Yeah. Or whatever they're called now. Cardona
and Myers.
Whinging Sods is what they're called now.
Called the podcast.
They got they got
a toy podcast, which is pretty good.
Wrestling figures. He's mad for it. He collects everything. Think you could rival on Monday, Peters, with your?
Well, I've started collecting. I've started another collection, so.
What are you got now?
Bought a Sabutio set last night. I've got my eyes on an unopened one on eBay this evening. So Sabutio could be a new thing I start collecting.
Is this why you're moving house? Just so you've got room for all these.
He's got more rooms to put his crap in.
I can't wait to have my toy room.
It's got a museum, isn't it?
Peters, I don't want to break this to you live on this show, but are you aware you won't be getting the toy room?
I know. The loft room is my room. I've told it's the only room in the house that I'm having, so I'm cool with that.
I imagine that's where you're gonna have to sleep as well. So
it's gonna have a sofa bed in it. So there you go.
So you're moving house. Well, you're moving house, but you're only getting the loft.
That's fine.
I'm
like a reverse troll. Instead of living up under a bridge, I live in a loft.
You're like you know who you are? Hugo from The Simpsons. Pat's brother.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
I was trying to have that reference. I was thinking of The Simpsons, but I was getting mixed up with the one where he's a fly.
No,
they can keep him as well, don't they? Don't they keep the fly bat somewhere?
Yeah, somewhere.
But they think the fly bat, the actual bat, in the end.
No, the actual bat's like a little fly.
He's a little fly. Isn't he?
But they just leave him, don't they, and they replace him with the bat with the fly's head.
That's a podcast in itself. Simpsoning around. We're on the Wrestling Around network. We'll get one day.
Yeah.
God, I don't know when we're going to fit all these. We decided enough to record. We need 2 hours a week of this. Never mind. A little more content of us. So if you want a job,
we'll be looking to get this one in 2 hours.
If you want a job, let us know at wrestlingoutlook.com. Something that you can around. Loads of stuff. So this match, not a lot happens in the actual 12 minutes, but towards the end, Ray hits the 619.
Go on,
Peters.
No, you go.
I'll do the finishing. Ray hits a 619 and a splash. It's a thing of glory, his Mysterio splash, while we're on it. Just absolutely no movement whatsoever. Vicky breaks up the pin by pulling the ref out. Ray then goes for a 619 again, but Vicky gets in the way. She stands up. Out of a chair. Edge hits the spear in midair to retain.
That was cool. I don't mind that.
I knew that was coming, but it was still a cool spot. It was obvious what was going to happen, but it was still pretty cool.
I was very disappointed by this match. I thought it was so boring. I couldn't buy into it at all. I just didn't feel like this deserved the spot that it got.
Well, it's another match on this card where I thought, man, he's not going to win.
Yeah, it just didn't do it for me. I think Vicky Guerrero getting involved annoyed me as well. Because really,
that's the point.
No, but it's still going to hurt, isn't it, Edge? Because she's just going to headbutt Edge.
I don't know.
She's still going to smack Edge with Edge, isn't she? No, there's no protection. I would say getting a kick to the face is probably better than getting nutted by Vicky Guerrero's bonds. So,
I don't know. I can see the finish. Vicky Guerrero getting involved. It's not going to hurt as much. She cushions the blow.
Still not as good as Linda McMahon getting out of a chair, but that's another story for another day.
Oh, that would be one of the most heartwarming moments of wrestling of all time if Linda McMahon wasn't an absolute scumbag.
But and then the way she's then holding the net, walking out. Where's your net brace gone, Vicky? Get it back. Clearly need it still. And then left.
Does she need it?
Well,
Yeah. I think this storyline was weird. That it was at first it set up like it was obviously Edge was just using Vicky Guerrero, but then it moved into like him seeming to genuinely care about Vicky and being like actually like just a normal couple on camera.
But then again, they pull on the Eddie Guerrero thing, don't they? Again with it, because in the promo they go, Vicky, I still care for you. Fuck off, Ray. Fuck off. You're not married to her. Don't care about your own family.
Where did this come from?
Why is there so much hate on Rey Mysterio?
This is always great.
He's a friend of the show. I would be.
You know what? You should have called him out on this, Peters, when we met Ray that time.
Yeah, why didn't you? No, but you didn't, did you?
Imagine if you was just...
You stood there quietly and listened to him.
We get our autographs, get a photo, it's all good, and then we just go, where's Terry? We just turn around, it's like, fuck off, Ray.
No, it's just this
don't care about Vicky Guerrero.
It's still playing on the death of Eddie Guerrero. Just let it go.
No, but
just leave it be. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop milking it for what it's worth.
In Ray's defense, if I had a friend who actually passed away, and I saw his wife was getting, wife also his friend, they've had a lot of memories together, was being taken advantage of.
Wife is friend. Hey, her husband tried to take custody of his own son.
Well, I know, but wrestling.
Yeah, but after 2 years before this, she screwed him out of the world title and Chavo. They were just.
But what I'm saying,
Mysterio needs to get his priorities in order and realise who's his actual friends.
Mysterio, stop doing. He does this now. He's always like trying to control Dominic and.
Yeah.
What happened to his daughter?
She's with Murphy.
Yeah, they just lived happily ever after because they've not been on TV for about 2 months. What's going on?
Weird. He's like 20 years old.
It went the same way as Rey Mysterio's eye.
Yeah, I hope it's like it just.
He's still got the badge, hasn't he, Mysterio?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, because is he still injured? Is he wrestling now, or is he still injured? He was on commentary last night anyway for the.
He declared for the Royal Rumble, so he's probably.
Oh yes, yeah. So he must be back.
Edit as applicable. He has been in the Rumble. Yeah. He's not in the Royal Rumble.
He was injured.
He didn't win the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't think he would.
I don't think he'll win it.
No, I've changed my pick after.
Also, that was annoying. Later on, when it goes, Rey Mysterio was the first person to win from number 2, but as my sleuthing kind of found out last week, he was not. He was the second. Vince McMahon was the first. Come on.
While we're on it, I have some interesting Rumble facts.
There we go.
Okay, we'll get there. But
I don't think you'll know any of these.
At some point, we'll get there.
Big Davey gave this 3 1/4.
3 hours time. Yeah.
It was just.
I didn't hate it as much as Peters. I want a big fan of this storyline. I thought it was weird. Yeah, mainly for like the Eddie things, but also just in general. It played that line of like if it was just obvious, it was just Edge playing Vicky Guerrero, it would have been one thing. But then when it seemed like they were just like a regular couple.
But did he work himself into a shoot? It was Edge using it.
I think it was a Jabroni Marco worked himself into a shoot, brother.
Yeah. was Edge using her at first, but then during the time was Avatar? Is it the plot to Avatar?
I think that might be the style.
And then he ends up caring for one of them, aka Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah, it was. Avatar came around this time. Right?
So this story, this is the wrestling equivalent of Avatar.
Oh, Dances with Smurfs, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad Cargill wasn't in it because you know what he likes to do with women.
No, he was in TNA, wasn't he? He was.
Yeah.
No, it was happening to him, wasn't it?
He was having bestiality sex somewhere else.
The character Cargill.
Yeah.
Early said it on TV.
Legal team's gonna have power with this one.
This will be the unreleased wrestling around episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edge retains then. He's the world champion. I mean, you'd say this slagging off the storyline, but he just going to have a good with Undertaker later on.
Yeah, no, the whole feud's good. It's just it's that little wrinkle for me of like him actually just that blurred line on the relationship went a bit.
It's Avatar, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I get better. Yeah, it's Avatar.
So there we go.
Yeah.
So you probably, and I don't know why Peters has such an absolute hatred for Mysterio, but still.
I don't have a hatred for Mysterio.
Just have a hatred
for the over milking of Eddie Guerrero's death. That's what I have a hatred of.
Why didn't you tell him, Peters?
Well, because it wasn't his fault.
God
damn it, Carl!
You called him a dickhead.
Well,
That's you in that Rey Mysterio, because I know you're listening. Terry Peters has challenged you to a fight.
I'm going to put the fish head on. Right, let's
It's
move.
chill out, man.
Yes, wear the fish head and do mask versus mask against Rey Mysterio.
Yes. Terry Fish versus Rey Mysterio. Oh, God. Or you might as well, Peters, but we all know what's going to go. You can mask vest hair, because that's what balding wrestlers do. You could be Kurt Angle.
Not as weird as the next segment, though.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, going to get angry.
Good segue.
Well, no, there's a little. I think the one I know you're on about, but there's a little bit there before. So we've got Ric Flair backstage with no pants on.
This is the one I'm on about.
Oh, right, because the one after it's fucking pretty shit as well.
Yeah, no. This is the one that event.
Mr. Kennedy joins him.
No. Mr. Kennedy doesn't join him. Mr. Kennedy's been waiting for Ric Flair to get out of the shower. Mr. Kennedy has been waiting for a naked Ric Flair to walk back into that changing room. A wet, naked Ric Flair.
Everyone knows the rumours about Ric Flair. I'm sure anybody'd want to be in the changing room with a naked Ric Flair. You still stay on the profiling at this age.
Like God, he was profiling with a towel on, otherwise he could have been profiling something else.
Okay, imagine that would have been definitely not PG. Kennedy sort of says to him he's going to have nothing to do between now and WrestleMania because he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Shawn Michaels then enters.
But business then picks up even further from here. This is where this segment gets even better.
When Batista and Triple H joined.
And Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is absolutely incredible in this.
Were they part of DX? Is DX still a thing? Has it been and gone at this point?
I think that it had been and gone. I think like one of them got injured.
Triple H got injured.
They came back and it just wasn't really a thing.
They did Hornswoggle again. They were basically just trying to milk the cash cow again.
They then did it again after that.
Yeah, they milked the cash cow a few times.
Yeah, because I remember at one point they were like, "Oh, DX have reunited," but I was like, "When did they split up?" I think at this point they were just good pals, but not necessarily like it wasn't like a proper reunion at this point. I don't think.
Right.
It was a cash cow.
Well, it's just to sell glow sticks, wasn't
it?
Yeah. So yeah, Batista and Triple H join. Shawn Michaels says it's awkward, and then Triple H asks Flair to put his pants on. And Shawn Michaels promotes his new T-shirt.
I genuinely, I thought this was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Several things about this storyline. Why is Ric Flair just like a weird, confused old man? I mean, I know he was confused and all that point, but he just looked really happy to be there. Even though
yeah, but like, as we found out from covering many WCW promos, Ric Flair's always been a confused man.
Yeah, he just looked really weird. He was just kind of like smiling, nodding along as if he didn't really know what was going on, but he was naked.
Yeah.
And I also found it a bit weird, like for Batista's brief period while he's in there. You know, like 2 weeks ago we were saying that he's probably like the most talented actor who was formerly a wrestler.
He was the worst in this.
Didn't really show it here, did he?
Not while he was acting.
As
did we say he was the most talented, or did we say he was the most successful?
Well, I think I did.
Well,
it's not the most successful, but I think like actual acting chops, he's the best one. I think he's a better actor than The Rock or Cena.
Oh, I don't know. The Rock is hilarious in The Rock obviously plays his big.
Yeah, the Rock plays The Rock, doesn't he?
No, but
he's versatile.
Yeah, have you seen that picture where there's like he's wearing like a shirt and trousers, and there's like this is The Rock in 8 different films. It's like exactly the same. I think it's like King Kong or something else. Is it? No, it's not King Kong. The one with the big white gorilla. Whatever that one film's called.
Yeah. To Rock.
Is it called To Rock?
No idea.
There is one. But
also, have you seen how much like hair Batista needs to lose to get into the Drax?
Yeah.
To Rock is a dinosaur.
Yeah. Right.
He posted the picture on his Instagram the other day of him like just completely hairless because that's what he needs for the Drax makeup.
Even eyebrows. I
think his eyebrows might have been there, but like literally everything else is gone.
Oh yeah, everything else is gone.
It looked very strange. Yeah.
I have to find out what the Rock and Gorilla is now. Rampage. That's the film.
Yeah, got you.
Big white gorilla. But as I said, The Rock in I can't remember what it's called. The one with Kevin Hart where he's like a secret agent. I guess he's a secret agent who beats people up, but he's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm saying he's good. I just think like Batista's like, yeah. If anyone was going to win an Oscar, who would the rest?
Batista.
Dave Batista.
It should have been Stone Cold.
I could see Dave Batista getting like best supporting role or something in something soon.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Best henchman. I know that obviously goes to Luke Gallows.
No, he's more the henchman now. That's what I'm saying. He plays different roles.
I always enjoyed Stone Cold before he decided to make the decision to move into reality TV.
I did see that the Condemned and the Condemned 2, which I didn't even know existed, are both on Netflix now.
I really enjoyed The Condemned. I've not seen
it.
The Condemned 2, that's Randy Orton, isn't it?
Yeah.
But The Condemned, the first one, I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
might
mind it
give
all
watch.
that much
Yeah,
either.
I've not seen it. I've also got.
That's a bit like what we was discussing earlier on in the show, it was about 5 hours ago. The wrestling World Cup with different nationalities, because they just got all the different prisoners from different countries.
Yeah, it was like the Hunger. Is it the Hunger Games before the Hunger Games?
The Hunger Games with prisoners.
Yeah, there we go.
It was on TV. It was on TV, and whoever won got to walk free. But obviously,
I've never seen the Hunger Games ever, so I don't understand really. I know Vinnie Jones was in it.
In the Hunger Games.
No, the Condemned.
He's the English baddie.
Yeah, because it teased the Vinnie Jones Stone Cold match, didn't he?
Right.
Didn't have. Very sad.
Well, obviously, Stone Cold, the American, is he's deep undercover, and that's why he's in prison. So he's not actually a criminal.
Of course.
Because
Gonna be a good guy.
America. Sorry, our listeners are just turned off. We then move on to another weird segment which doesn't need to be here whatsoever. Maria comes out to host the Kiss Cam. It is not as good as the Punjabi Playboy hosting the Kiss Cam. Not. It's just not. It's also a weird concept. They just pick 2 random people and make them kiss.
I just find it really awkward. What if you're there with your sister?
Yeah, well, yeah.
It appears that this might have happened at one point in these 3 people.
One guy is probably going to town.
What if it's just what if you just happen to be stood next to a woman or something? But
yeah.
in different groups.
Exactly.
Well, you never know. You might spark off love.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know if you're listening and you've married somebody you met on a Kiss Cam. Then let us know.
That'd be very right.
I'd love to know.
The third guy is loving it far too much. The kid with long hair.
No,
I like the way he looks at himself and then points at himself just to make sure it's him.
Wrestling fans. Oh, you're right. You're saying that, but I was once watching Saturday Night Takeaway, Ant and Deck Saturday Night Takeaway on ITV, and they used to have a big finger who picked somebody in the crowd, and it used to go above somebody, and this woman stood up and was like, oh my god, it was a woman behind her. So they changed it the next year, where they put a square round them on the big screen.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
She was stood up and she's trying to hug all her mates and that because she thinks she's gonna go on the kids show. And they're like, no, not you. So, and I just let her do it, me.
No, because anyone could jump in.
No, sheer embarrassment. The woman behind her, you have it, love.
Yeah. No, I'd just get all the way to the stage and then tell her.
And then she sat down and she just let us move her onto her.
I'll get her all the way through so she wins the prize, and I know she picks someone else.
Your prize is going to this woman.
Yeah, she won it for someone else.
Oh dear.
So we get 3 weird kisses. That's gross because wrestling fans are gross. Let's be honest. They're all weirdos.
Oh, they definitely went and wanked home in a hanky, didn't they? After that.
He said you'll keep that in. That'll stay in.
Content.
Oh, that's what you come here for. We call ourselves journalists earlier on because we had a scoop.
No, we did. Man. We had a scoop. Only one scoop. Only one scooper. Yeah.
Oh, Christ. Ashley then comes out and says, Hugh Hefner wants Maria to pose for Playboy. As I'm watching this, my partner said, this is the most 90s thing ever. And I went, this was recorded in 2008.
2008, yeah. This is the last one, wasn't it? Because obviously it went to PG.
This is
Maria was the last.
Way out of line for 2008. This 10 years ago, this would have still been a weird segment.
Yeah.
They haven't moved on, have they?
At least they don't get people to do Playboy anymore, do they?
If they want to, that's fine. But segments like this just didn't need it. Not this time.
Playboy doesn't even exist in its format anyway, does it now?
Is it finished?
They don't do nude shoots anymore, I don't think.
Is it not?
So I've been told.
Yeah. Look at the absolute sheer disappointment on his face.
Blue buys Playboy.
It's got hackles.
Just jokes.
To be fair, I found the cover of the Maria one, and Chad Kroger's name's on it. So there's an interview with Nickelback, Chad Kroger. So
no, it's actually it's a nude Chad Kroger.
Oh.
He's the centerfold.
Yeah.
That's weird and gross. Santino then comes out with a mystery guest. Who he looks, not dissimilar to Bob Orton in the Druid cloak.
I was gonna say like come out with Druid or something. Like,
It was Undertaker.
given how like short the ramp was, and it wouldn't take anyone like from the door, like wouldn't take them long to get to the ring.
Yeah.
What a strange way of doing this.
Yeah, odd, wasn't it?
The whole thing was odd and unnecessary. Santino obviously says you don't want Marie to do it. He starts slagging off the crowd. You know, cheap eating stuff. Says he'll cheer for was it hepatitis or something? And some did cheer. Cause, it's not as good when Vince McMahon says he'll cheer for anything, and they just start cheering for anything.
Yeah. Cheering for hepatitis, everyone just
Yeah, weirdos. As of all, just been locking lips with strangers a couple of minutes before. It turns out
nowadays, would you?
Turns out under the cloak is Big Dick Johnson, and he's wearing Patriots gear.
Forgot he was a thing.
I remember Big Dick Johnson because he did something else with DX, didn't he?
He did something with the time I remember it was The Miz was convinced he was going to get a lap dance from Layla, and he got one from Big Dick Johnson instead. Again, this was 2006.
Oiled himself up.
2007. It was the Diva Search.
Yeah. He used to happen all the time, and apparently he used to get, because he was a writer, and he apparently used to put himself on like house shows segments, like Big Dick Johnson segments, instead of matches. But yeah, he ended up being the lead writer for Lucha Underground.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah,
that was crazy, batshit crazy.
Yeah.
For some reason, he's wearing Patriots gear, obviously, because of the rivalry with.
Yeah, they were in the Super Bowl, were they? The next week.
They won. They beat the Patriots.
Oh, was that the one where Tom
Brady? The Patriots were undefeated, and it was like the first ever time they were going to win every game, but then they lost to the Giants. Yeah.
I remember that. For some reason, he's got 2 chickens.
Yeah, rubber chickens.
And then Ashley just beats the crap out of him with these 2 chickens.
Rather amusing.
I don't get it.
It was, but don't you think that was meant for Stone Cold? It just felt like a Stone Cold moment, didn't it? And just coming out. Yeah. Stone Cold or something. Yeah.
That would have made it worth it. But for this whole payoff to be Ashley to beat up some fat guy with 2 chickens, come on.
Yeah, because Ashley was kind of on the way out at this point anyway, really, I think. She went on like Survivor or whatever, didn't she? And there was rumours of Shed Heat backstage, and she won't be pushed as heavily as she was the year before.
Good music though, still.
Yeah, I liked Ashley.
Yeah, it was just strange. And then we got an even stranger video. It was a weird Baywatch package. Kelly.
Oh, this is.
Yeah, I was like, is this Slam? But it was WrestleMania on it. I know it was in Florida, but Orlando's like in the middle of it.
It seemed odd, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was odd.
This is even stranger because
the worst part of
I've
this
recently been watching Baywatch on the Comedy Central.
The worst part of this is Mae Young's tongue.
Yeah, that is.
Where you see it like stick out, you just say.
Yeah, because I did have a.
that was rank. Someone cut that and put that back to him.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking actually. I wrote this down. I'm going to say earlier when they revealed Big Dick Johnson, I thought it was going to be Mae Young.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Mae Young.
Because
Because usually that's the sort of thing that Mae Young comes out to be in it. But no, we still got Mae Young. Don't worry. In the same set of segments, we still got pissing Mae Young.
Yeah.
It was just odd. But Baywatch itself holds up. It's on
Not seen it. All the Rock's version.
No, it's on at 1 o'clock. This
the
is
Rock version's great.
1 o'clock on Comedy Central weekdays. I do have a job for those listening out there. I did work shifts.
Sure.
Yeah, David Hasselhoff. It was great stuff. So I've been watching that again. We didn't get Mike Adamle. He introduces Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton video package. This is apparently where he says Jeff Harvey. That's what I have written down. But again, I didn't hear it.
Do you know what Mae Young looks like? Do you remember that goat that sticks its tongue out? That gif.
Peters, get over it. It's been 13 years ago.
Okay, I'm over it.
You need to get over Mae Young.
I feel old.
Stop dreaming about Mae Young with a tongue out.
This is the Jeff Harvey bit, yeah.
Yeah, this is allegedly where it says Jeff Harvey. However, I didn't hear it, so I don't know.
They've edited out. I've watched it back and earlier, and they have edited it out. It still sounds like he says Jeff Harvey as well.
Sure, he says like WBF title at some point as well.
He didn't. Bless him, he doesn't have a clue what's going on. And we're
going still better than Fashner.
Yeah.
John Fashner, the host of Nigeria's Deal or No Deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fashion of the man who's scared of everything, including his own shadow.
Awooga!
Oh, that was him. It's not Chris Akabusi, was it? 'Cause Chris Akabusi gets really annoyed if people say Ruga to him. No, that's a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. Like Chris Akabusi
That is a thing.
did a video anyway. It was just like, it's not. I will never say Awooga.
Chris Akabusi released an actual video.
Yeah.
It wasn't him saying yeah.
Yeah.
Because I for years thought it was. Like I'd never seen the original Gladiators with John Fashio.
You had. You probably just can't remember it.
I just can't remember it. The only Gladiators I remember was Ian Wright.
No one remembers he got Space Gladiators.
Hey, that's got Nick Aldis in it, though, hasn't it? So,
Oblivion.
Mr. Mickey James.
And I remember once I was watching that. They did like a gauntlet thing, didn't they? Where where they all look weapons and you have to run past them all like 4 in a row. And this guy took absolutely ages, a couple of minutes, and then they had this rugby player on. He did it in about 10 seconds. It just made all the gladiators look like absolutely piss weak because this guy just ran through all of them.
And then he went on to be the world darts champion this year.
It was not Gerwin Price.
It's Gerwin Price.
Imagine it was. It was not him. Because he was likeable.
Then he went on to be Ridge Holland.
Yeah, Ridge Holland could do that any day.
Yeah.
We'll go. The video package was all right then. It's showing how Randy Orton was the chosen one and he's living his legacy.
I thought this video package was awful.
Did you know? I thought it was all right.
He was really young.
It was weird.
I didn't like the weird music to it and that. It was just I didn't like it.
I really like the song that was on Jeff Hardy's bit.
It didn't feel like a wrestling song for me.
It was like
it was very dramatic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like 2 video packages stitched together.
Yeah, it was. It was really long. They had like a whole bit and then just a Jeff Hardy bit about this as how this was his moment.
But I liked the Randy Orton bits. And I was just going to ask this. It's all about Randy Orton's legacy. He was obviously the chosen one, not Drew McIntyre chosen one, but he was seeing the big things. Do we think Randy Orton's lived up to the hype?
Oh, yeah.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
I seen him live. He always gets a massive pop.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Not Ian. I mean, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but Ian.
14-time world champion.
You want to like Cena's level or anything, was he? Like.
No, but pure wrestling, and I think
probably similar to Triple H. If you take out Triple H's like business, afterwards.
Yeah, no, people can get really upset about this, but I would compare him to Ric Flair rather than Hogan. So Cena and Hogan, whereas Ric Flair and Orton.
No, I think because there's 2 types of looking over. I think so. You've got like your Hogan, Rock, Stone Cold, Cena, who transcend the business.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've got people like Triple H, Undertaker, and I think Randy Orton's in that category, where it's like they're really good to high up, but they're not. I think Ric Flair's probably more than the other one because he's big with the rappers.
He's now, but not at his wrestling career.
So is Booker T now for some reason.
Bookman.
I didn't realize who Bad Bunny was, but he's got a song called Booker T that is performing at the Royal Rumble, and apparently it's like the highest streamed Spotify artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like one of those, like, for a wrestling fan, for the purists, yeah, is up there. We'll say about Randy Orton, and I'm going to agree with Meltzer here. He's never really had any great matches, has he? Consistently good, but what's your classic Orton match?
Mick Foley Backlash to 04.
There you go.
That's it. But you know what I mean? He's not had that many, has he?
I really enjoyed his one with Edge, the greatest match ever.
I really enjoyed this match.
I don't think it was the greatest match ever.
This Royal Rumble match is a classic match, is it?
I know what you mean by the classics, but I think he's always had.
Yeah.
He's always been
solid. He's solid, and he's a reliable.
Yeah, so he's solid. It's Triple H. That's the same level I put him on. Triple H thing.
His face did look like it was covered in ketchup on Raw the other week when he took his El Quisador mask off.
Severely bad.
Peter, so respect.
Ketchup.
He's fireball for that. Some goddamn respect, Piers.
Just didn't burn his eyebrows off like Hogan did or whatever.
No, Hogan had the worst fate known to man. He had his moustache shaven off. Outrageous. So we'll go for Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's the Intercontinental Champion. This is the best Randy Orton music I've put. It's my favourite.
No, didn't like it.
It's my favourite one.
Didn't fit his character at this point. I thought he changed already.
Was this Mercy Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one.
It's a good song. It didn't mean like his character evolved into like it just didn't fit anymore. Glad he changed it. Do like it, like the song.
He didn't like it. Yeah,
Yeah, but it didn't fit his character at all at this point. Like, it was strange. It felt weird because it was like this version of Orton. I always put it with the other music. I can't remember when he changed across.
that I hear voice.
It won't be long after this, I don't think. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's had I hear voices for.
Yeah, yeah, FCM Punk's music for a week or something.
A week. Yeah, a week. Yeah, that far. Yeah.
Which CM Punk one? Because he's got two on it. He had the,
Firebent on the Killswitch Angers, John.
Killswitch one.
is that the latest
Yeah.
one?
One of my most seen bands on a little side note of Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
No, not the Cult Personality one. The other one.
His original.
Yeah, the one that probably came out to in this.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I missed CM Punk, so I don't understand the hype because I just missed his full thing. He was just a weird guy on ECW when I started watching wrestling.
I liked him.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna like ruin events by chanting his name constantly, but I liked him.
There we go. So what do we think of this match then, Peters? You liked it, 14 minutes.
I thought it was pretty good. I've not wrote a lot 'cause I just enjoyed it that much.
It was good. I mean, I'll go for the finish. Hardy's and
I think this was better than the other one.
oh, by far, I think so. This is probably the best undercard match.
Yeah.
Though disagrees.
No, it was just alright, wasn't it? It was like
Yeah,
like
but
Randy
it's the
Orton.
best undercard match though.
It's like Randy Orton in general, wasn't it? It was
Which
just
match was
alright.
better? Which match was better?
I don't know. I didn't mind the shenanigans in Edge of Mysterio. They're both about the same.
Well, it's your own opinion.
The
Yours
story
is
of
wrong.
this one was good because it was like everyone was desperate for Jeff Hardy to be world champion.
I thought he was going to. I didn't know he won this. I thought he was actually going to win. I
Yeah,
thought it was booked really well.
Well,
he didn't win it until like the end of the year. It's Armageddon this year, isn't it?
I was going to say, don't get it for a little bit longer, does he?
Yeah, Hardy hits the moonsault from the top rope to the floor, and then he throws Orton back in, goes to the twist of fate, but it's reversed into an RKO out of nowhere. And Orton wins via pinfall.
I liked it as a good clean finish, and the story was that Jeff Hardy wasn't quite good enough yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think he got suspended. He wasn't at WrestleMania, was he? 'Cause he got suspended.
Who, Jeff?
Yeah, I think it stalled his career a little bit, so he might have won it quicker than he did.
Well, at No Way Out 2000, the pay-per-view after this, at No Way Out, he was in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, then he randomly loses his Intercontinental title to Jericho on an episode of Raw, and he goes for 60 days.
Alright.
And and WrestleMania 24 had a 7-man Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
match.
so he was removed. Yeah, he was removed from the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Well,
returned,
they
beating
feel-
Umaga
gonna
in
win
May.
that.
I think he might have won it. Yeah,
Who won that one?
Punk.
For
the first time, yeah.
Who knows? So that's the world title match. And then Taz and Joey Styles, they're around. They've been sat there patiently waiting for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
Easy money.
They introduced the Royal Rumble by numbers. I've wrote the numbers down because this is what I do. So there've been 569 superstars who've been in it. Just the superstars bit. What really annoyed me on the Ric Flair match, and I know we're miles past it, was Michael Cole said he's the greatest sports entertainer of all time. Just wound me up.
Right? Was he?
I don't know, because it just seems really forced, the sports entertainer bit.
Yeah,
it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right.
They didn't use the term wrestler at all then. They use it all the time now. Every time everyone's using it now, everyone's like, oh, they've used the word wrestling. You literally use it every week.
I'm sure
But back
McIntyre says it in every promo.
Yeah, but and everyone's like, oh my god, Paul Heyman said wrestler. They do it every week. But back in the day, yeah, they didn't. It was weird. It felt very fast.
Yeah, it did feel fast. Stone Cold's limited the most people with 36. These are not my facts. I have other special facts. Just don't think you'll get.
Oh.
HBK at the time had 11 entries. Kane was the number people to eliminate in one Rumble with 11. Kane is his 10th consecutive Rumble. And then it was like the 3 faces of Foley, 2 feet must touch the ground. China, the only woman. I think there's been 4 or 5 now.
Karma.
Nia Jax.
Right,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it, yeah.
Rey Mysterio's record is 62 minutes, 12 seconds.
LD Bry.
Warlord's 2 seconds, that's been broke. They've all been broke, I think.
Valentino.
Haven't they? 3 Stone Cold wins. Was he still
Yeah,
top?
that's
still it.
top.
Yeah.
That's sort of
There's
top.
quite a few people on 2 now, aren't there? Because, there's...
Yeah.
Triple
I
H.
remember the last fair... Oh, actually, it was last year. Seth Rollins was the last first time winner, but yeah, it's...
No, McIntyre.
I was back at Seth Rollins. There's been a few, actually. Have we got Nakamura? Yeah, there's been quite a few.
Did he?
But there was a period where it was like, I think, it was just like, I feel like I'm beating a Randy Orton this episode, but I don't want to. But I think when he won it was just like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, it's past that time.
Hating
But
Orton.
he's just alright, isn't he?
Yeah, he's all right. He's not wrong to you. We then get Michael Buffett in WWE.
WCW throwback.
WWE. He's introduced in the Rumble, which is probably quite easy rules because some of the crap he's introduced on WCW.
Yeah. I did notice that the camera cut away from him for a long time when he pulled his rules out of his pocket.
Mm.
They were showing the card for like an awkwardly long time while he was reading
it's because they want to think he knows it straight off the bat, and
yeah, I think they didn't want to show him like.
And Big KD, K Dunn's messed up.
Yeah, but it just looked very strange.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we then get the Royal Rumble. So Undertaker is number one. My fact was going to be who was the shortest time between entries, and it was going to be Undertaker. Because I knew he came in at 30 and then came in at 1, and it was this Royal Rumble. That was going to be one of my facts.
There you go.
I was going to say, well, everyone's 90 seconds. So.
It was going to be like he's the only man to come in consecutively, I think.
Right, got you. Yeah.
Oh, so you've not verified this? You've just
it
probably sounds all right though. It sounds plausible.
Shortest amount of time between Royal Rumbles.
Yeah, that's fair, dude.
Yeah.
And number 2 is Shawn Michaels. These were the 2 left from last year. They were the final
Just
2.
Sexy boy.
Yeah, I say long. People say WWE don't do long-term storytelling. They were building up. They're building up 2 years, aren't they?
Mm.
It's the WrestleMania 25 match.
Yeah. Santino at number 3. He's eliminated pretty much straight away by Undertaker. Carly, he's in.
I thought this was Santino's like record-breaking one, but it's not, is it?
That's Kane who does that to him.
I thought Santino was great in this when he stands up and like tenses and stuff like that to try and intimidate.
Santino's only just sort of. It was only at the start of him becoming a comedy character, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say.
When was the dating game? Was that 2007? Because that's when it started.
Yeah.
I think it'd been a good 6 months at this point.
I thought that was after this.
No, I'm sure it was like as soon as Regal became manager. So I'm sure it was like somewhere 2007.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
It was to promote Maria's Playboy.
No, I think they were in a relationship beforehand on it. I'm sure they were. Google the WWE dating game. I'm sure it was 2007.
We covered this in Regal's episode.
Yeah.
We have. That's a good episode. Go watch that in it. Or listen to that.
Listen back.
2007.
Well, what's 2007? So he has been a comedy character for a while.
Yeah, it's good 6 months, yeah.
Maybe he's just starting to approach it a little bit more in this one.
Yeah. We didn't get Carly, he's limited by Undertaker. And then number 5.
He struggles to get through the door.
Yeah.
He's bending down. Yeah.
There's a big you can't wrestle chant at him. Number 5, I'll just make this Hardcore Holly.
And the Royal Rumble
he lasts a while, doesn't he?
And my Royal Rumble doesn't end there this week.
I genuinely missed him going out.
He didn't.
He did. Umaga knocks him out. I had to go back and watch it.
Like I say, my Royal Rumble doesn't end at Hardcore Holly this week.
Well, that's good. That would have been crap, wouldn't it?
What, number 5, missing the entire Rumble?
John Morrison, Tommy Dreamer. He got a big pop, Tommy Dreamer.
Hometown, innit?
And then Joey Styles. I know he's trying to tell how much Dreamer loves ECW, but he just completely makes the ECW title look like crap. It's like, most people wouldn't go for the ECW title, but Tommy Dreamer would. Well, why aren't they going for it if it's as important?
Well, speaking of making it look like crap, I think they do that a lot favour in this match as it comes out.
Yeah, when they give it the silver belt.
No, I mean, that was great. It's a great belt.
Aesthetically,
I was thinking more that the 2 years before this, or the 1 year, the 1 year, there's only 1 year on it. The year before, when Undertaker won, he went to all 3 brands and sees that he could cash in his opportunity against one of them.
Mm.
This year, the ECW champion's in the Royal Rumble match.
I was going to say he's in the.
So they basically demoted it.
Yeah, it's a little crappy thing.
Granted that Brock Lesnar was last year, but that was different.
No, but he announced.
Also eliminated after the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I was going to say Lesnar's a legit threat to try and defend his title.
Yeah,
if Lesnar would have won it, there's no one to qualify against him. Whereas Chavo is literally trying to get a better title.
Yeah, it was. I remember at the time everyone was like, "Hang on a minute," so clearly they made it like the C-shirt. I guess actually the NXT champion coming these days would be fine, wouldn't you'd expect that. But yeah, they clearly just very, very obviously demoted the ECW championship at
this
point.
They didn't care about it, did they?
Yeah.
There's
not much. I know you liked it, Peters, but there's not much star power in here. Is this? We get Hornswoggle at 9, Chuck Palumbo at 10, and he's got a feud. What's going on SmackDown with Chuck Palumbo's a feud with Jamie Noble?
You missed Big Dave coming in.
Oh, Batista. I said Batista.
Just give straight to Hornswoggle.
Yeah, you get some smatterings of big people through because he started off obviously really strong. went a bit quiet. Then Chuck Batista, and then you get the Undertaker rip-off in Palumbo, who's got the weird storyline with Jamie Noble. What the fuck is all that about?
They snapped.
What is that about?
Jamie Noble.
They never really did the normally they always build like fill the ring for one monster to come in like eliminate like 5 or 6 people. But
They did do that. It was a very full ring. Very full ring.
I'm pretty sure was it one point where Joey Styles was like, I think this is the most people ever at one point.
The record is 15, and I can't remember what is after this. So it's been broken since. That's not one of my facts.
That's not one of your facts.
That'd have been a good one. I can't wait for these facts.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
We get CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Umaga, Snitsky.
Punk.
Yeah. Is he on? I guess he's left at ECW by now.
No, he's still on.
He wins the Money in the Bank in ECW.
Yeah.
He gets drafted across the row. Wins. Did you see him that he completely no-sold one of Undertaker's clotheslines?
Yeah, he got... Yeah, because he went...
literally gets straight back up.
The commentary goes, CM Punk's nose might be broken from that. And he just gets straight back up again.
He just gets straight back up.
As they're in the middle of saying the line, it's like, oh, for God's sake.
It was really strange that. He was because he attacked everyone, and Undertaker's like, well, I'm not selling for you. Obviously. And then, I think I've said this before, like, I don't think I like the Undertaker. But
he's not helping himself with his recent comments, is he?
He's not, is he? No, he's just full of shit. But yeah, I just thought it was really strange. And obviously, Umaga wearing bright red was also a bit strange.
And Cody Rhodes nicking Batista's blue attire as well.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes, saviour of wrestling, Cody Rhodes. The Miz is in there, Shelton Benjamin, he goes up premature. Then we get Jimmy Snuka.
Just before we get to Snuka, Shelton Benjamin's vertical leap.
Oh, the man is
ridiculous.
So gifted. Apparently, he didn't even practice, does he? They just ask him to do something. He goes, yeah, right, and then he can just go and do it.
Unreal.
So like all these like crazy ladder spots and stuff, he never even practiced it, but just did it on the.
Because he was the first one to coin walk like running up the ladder, wasn't
he? Yeah.
As well.
The best.
Unreal.
Yeah, we get Jimmy Snuka at 18 and Roddy Piper at 19.
I enjoyed this, the way that everyone just sort of backs off a little bit and just lets them have a little moment. You can see Batista looking around like...
really confused.
Yeah, he's like, when the hell do we start beating each other up again?
And then Kane comes in, he dumps them both out. We get Carlito. Mick Foley, he makes a return.
Did you notice who Carlito's face is spitting?
Cardi on it.
Cody Rhodes. That's not my favourite bit of this Rumble.
Oh.
We get Mr. Kennedy, Big Daddy V, Mark Henry. They've got a tag team, I guess.
Again, save some of the bigger lads, don't they, for later on? Mark Henry and Big Daddy V. Weird that they're a tag team as well.
Yeah, I forgot they were a tag team.
I assume it's not the most mobile of tag teams, let's be honest.
This was showing the... Was it when SmackDown ECW were basically one brand? They had like the brand...
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
They always come up with the rules, don't they?
And then the Undertaker's limited by Shawn Michaels. Michaels limited by Mr. Kennedy.
To be fair, didn't mind that elimination on Undertaker, just caught him by surprise with the super kick. And then makes Mr. Kennedy look, and it makes Mr. Kennedy look strong as well by eliminating Mr. Michaels.
Yeah,
for their aerial interactions.
We've got Chavo Guerrero. Miz is limited by Hornswoggle.
Yeah, that was
Finley.
Finley
comes
going
out.
under the ring.
Hornswoggle's getting beat up by Big Daddy V and Mark
I
Henry.
actually thought Hornswoggle was just going to get launched into the stand somewhere, to be honest.
Well, Finley comes out early. He's DQ'd for using a weapon. He uses a shillelagh. Then he runs off a Hornswoggle.
Did you see what happened 7 years previously?
Yeah. Have you read the explanation of this on Wikipedia?
No.
Yeah.
Someone's like, a wrestling fan has obviously written it and no moderator's got to it. Let me just pull it up.
JR announces, didn't he, that he's been disqualified for using a weapon, not because he's come out early.
Yeah, which I find strange anyway.
Well, when you look at what we covered in the archive last week.
Yeah, and before and after that. But let me just find this Wikipedia entry. I hope I noticed it. I don't think they will have done. Hornswoggle spent most of the match in the ring. After he entered the ring, Big Daddy V and Henry started to double team him. Finley, who was supposed to be an next scheduled entrant, came out, attacked him both with his shillelagh and was immediately disqualified. He left the ring with Hornswoggle. It was then explained later that Finley was actually disqualified for using a weapon, which is to cover the lame disqualification of jumping the gun by failing to wait for his entry number to call. Which I think Al Snow did in the last Rumble anyway, so both of those rules were fine in 2001, weren't they? But that must have been confusing for the crowd because they just didn't see number 27 being announced.
No.
Yeah. And
They
they
just went
didn't
for
wait
26
90.
to
They didn't
28.
wait the 90 seconds either.
Yeah, it'd have been better if they did it. Finley's music played, but then he wouldn't. I don't know how he'd have
But,
done it. Just don't put Finley in the match.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have him kind of save him and put someone else in.
Then we get Elijah Burke. Triple H comes out.
Big pop for Triple H.
Everyone loved him. And he
They love
eliminates
him in
Cody
MSG,
Rhodes.
don't he? He always gets a big pop in Madison Square Garden, doesn't he?
He eliminates Cody Rhodes because he's killing the business.
That's what, and that is
I mean, that's why he's. Yeah,
he
that's why he's
smashed
in a
that,
sulk.
yeah, that's why he smashed the throne up.
that was
10 years later, I'm going to smash a throne. Get back at you, Triple H.
And he's on the floor looking at Triple H. I'm going to get you one day by having a mildly successful wrestling promotion, which I put myself in the top
It's
guy.
like shaking his fist at Triple H furiously, like on The Simpsons. Shake harder, boy.
And then he limits a lot of people. Then get John Cena, who makes his return.
What?
Huge pop.
A return this is. I actually remember jumping out of my seat when this happened.
I didn't watch it live, so the return's just like, oh, Cena's here.
3 months he recovered from a pectoral injury, scheduled to be out for 6 months to a year.
Yeah, he's
He's a freak.
He's genuine Superman, isn't he, Cena?
Yeah, it was just this Rumble match, like you remember, it as like a classic, and I think it was just for this. Really, it was all about the number 30
Yeah.
spot.
When you look at the match overall, I think it starts out well. You have a smattering of big people. The middle entrants are a bit meh. The
There's
Mick
not
Foley
that much star power in this.
the Mick Foley Triple H thing was quite a nice throwback to 20 years ago in MSG.
Mhm.
I didn't mind that. The end, and then the last 2 entrants are obviously massive, but it's not a big Rumble particularly, is it?
I liked the last 3. So everyone gets eliminated. We go down to Batista, Triple H, and Cena.
Yeah, I thought it's because they usually make it a big deal of the final 4, but this was just a final 3, wasn't it? So
Anyway,
It was, no
Anyway,
offense to Triple H, but it would have been nice to just see a Cena Batista face off at one point, because they've always been on opposing brands, haven't they?
And it was.
I'm still annoyed that later in
enough.
this year that match gets wasted completely. the Mike Adams stuff.
An 05 throwback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And it's a shame really that Batista didn't do anything at WrestleMania this year. Really, he just faced Umaga in like a brand challenge, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. But yeah,
How you doing,
we're
Dave?
going to do Batista's best matches, and we've got it in the archive.
Yeah.
I also like the Jimmy Snuka Roddy Piper thing in this match.
Is that your favourite bit?
No, it's not my favourite bit, but I just thought it was a nice little sidestep to break the action down a little bit and let the fans have a bit of
I
nostalgia.
like the
Enjoy.
unexpected, like random entries like that. I think
Well,
that's
these were
what
the only
makes
two
it
There
fun.
was many anymore, did they?
These were the only 2,
Uh-huh.
apart from Cena, obviously, but these were like the only 2 sort of legends, Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you've got 3 brands in it as well.
Yeah.
You don't,
It's
you,
hard.
you don't really do too many, do you? Like, you want 3 or 4.
No,
I guess
no.
you have Foley as well.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
Although
like
the-
Honky Tonk Man the year before, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
Well, not the year before, 7 years before, but the episode before.
Andrew Carey.
Yeah.
So John Cena wins. John Cena's the champion. No, the champion. Will face the champion at WrestleMania. 51 minutes, a short rumble then.
He didn't win the title.
Did he not? Did he lose?
He also he cashed in his opportunity on No Way Out.
No way out. He did. So the match at Mania was. Let me just.
It's a
find
triple
it.
threat.
It
between
was a
the
Triple
lot.
H between
Triple H.
Randall Keith, John, and Triple H.
Hmm.
Which for a Triple H match only goes 14 minutes at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so Randy Orton wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christ. What's your favourite bit of the Royal Rumble? Champion is the actual match, not the full pay-per-view.
Cena coming out.
Cena coming out.
It's
Lou?
got to be. I mean, for a
It's
guy
gotta
that was.
be.
It's got to be Kane. No.
Can't be Kane.
Yeah.
For a guy that was so hated at this time, the pop that he got because it was just so unexpected, and then the crowd started to boo
Yeah,
him again. I really enjoyed it.
You hate him, but you all want to see him. You're annoyed the scene's not
The
out,
thing
isn't
is,
it?
because it was so unexpected, you're just like, oh my god. Because you've seen them do it before, where they play someone's music and then they don't come out and I don't know, like Jim Cena will come out as somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like Drew McIntyre on Raw the other week when Bernard from Elf came out.
Careful, because Foley's been cancelled.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying Bernard came out. That's all I'm saying.
Disrespectful,
I'm just saying Bernard came out. But that's the sort of shit that WWE would pull. But to actually see John Cena, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Lou, was that your favourite bit?
Yeah, the entire Rumble's about that, and the entire show was about that one moment, really. I remember because, again, I was a cheapskate, didn't pay for the pay-per-views.
Oh, you suck.
Just looked at the WWE.com in the morning. I was just like, hang on a minute, what? Cena? Like,
Yeah.
how's this happened? Well, I admit at the time it was a mix of like confusion and disappointment because I was like, Cena again. But even though I never won it before, but
Even
I think in that one moment, and I think I'd appreciate it more as a wrestling fan now.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy seeing it this time, but I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, at the time I was like an angsty teen who just hated Cena because he was successful.
Yeah, pretty much.
My favourite bit was Triple H eliminating Cody Rhodes. Just some poetic justice in that.
I knew that'd be our favourite bit.
I love it. Right then, top 3 of this Royal Rumble. Who do you think got the most eliminations?
Oh,
Triple
Cena?
H, he got quite a few.
Triple H.
Right.
Triple H is number 1 with 6. Well, Cena is number 2 with 4. I was with somebody else.
How you doing, Dave?
Big Dave. He also got 4, and there is 2 people tied in 3rd place with 3.
Undertaker and HBK?
Undertaker's one of them.
How many? 3?
With 3.
Kennedy.
No.
Oh.
Cody Rhodes.
No. I don't think Cody Rhodes got any.
Big Daddy B.
No.
Kane?
It's got to be Kane.
Ah.
Kane is Undertaker.
Brothers
He
of
did 2 with
Destruction
1,
again.
didn't he? He did 2
Yeah,
with.
true, yeah. He got rid of Piper and...
Who do you think lasted the longest?
Big Dave, surely.
Dave Batista.
He was in there
37 minutes.
ages.
Not that much longer than number 2, though.
Yeah, he came in number 8. Batista.
You came in 8 though, didn't he? But
Yeah.
what number did Shawn Michaels and Undertaker at? About 25, 24? Something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, must have been about half an hour then too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels second, 32 minutes 39. Undertaker 32 minutes 33. Who's in there the shortest?
Got to be Shelton, surely.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin 18 seconds. Number 2.
Santino?
Jamie Noble?
Jamie Noble 28 seconds. Santino's not on this list. Who's number 3?
Piper.
Piper a minute.
Is that all Piper got? A minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there for long. Yeah.
Right there, that's the.
See, it's a bit harsh on Piper, isn't it? Because Stucker got 90 seconds of just waiting around for Piper, knowing what was going to come. That's ridiculous.
I've got some facts then about the Royal Rumble. I've got 5 facts.
Those weren't the facts. We've got more facts.
5 more.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
What do John Studd, Vince McMahon, and Asuka all have in common?
The one from number 2.
No.
We've got John in the name.
John Asuka.
Asuka John.
They're all Japanese.
No.
They were all with WE at the time.
They all won the Royal Rumble. They all won the Royal Rumble. Come on.
The link is they all have a 100% record in the Royal Rumble. They've all entered once and won once.
Fair enough, I'll give you that.
I think so. Oh yeah, that's
I
champion
think
again.
valid points there, though, to be fair.
Yeah, they did all win the Royal Rumble though. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
you got to be more specific there. Yeah.
Who then has been the shortest time in the match, but is the winner?
Shortest time in the match, but is the winner.
So who's
Well, it's
won?
got to
the
be
shortest match?
someone who's come from number 30, so it's got to be Taker, Cena.
No, Cena's second.
There's someone else who came number 30. Triple H?
No,
32?
Not Taker.
no, not Taker.
So it's not someone who won from 30?
No.
I'll
I'll give you a clue.
Hulk Hogan.
2010.
Who won it? Del Rio.
Sheamus.
No.
Who won it in 2010? Is it not Alberto Del Rio?
I think it was 2010. That's what I had the article.
Okay. That might not have been. Can't remember who won it in 2010.
Randall Keith.
No.
20,
You might have
26.
mentioned him actually, Peters. Yeah, it's definitely 2010. Atlanta, Georgia. Came in at number 29.
It's not Edge, is it?
Edge.
Edge.
I said Edge.
I didn't hear you, Peter. Sorry.
Oh.
7
Screwed.
minutes, 47 seconds. The shortest time winning a Rumble.
Wrestling around screw job.
Who
Montreal.
who was won the Royal Rumble by eliminating the least amount of people?
So you've got to eliminate at least one, haven't you, for number 20? Unless they did a Drew Carey and eliminating themselves, obviously. Or number 28, number 29, eliminating both each other, and they were just stood in the ring.
But
Hornswoggle.
no,
Hornswoggle style.
Hornswoggle's never won it, has he? To win the least amount of people.
Don't know which decade was it.
Luger.
Yeah, if I said 99.
99. No, Vince.
Vince McMahon, number 1. Edge would have nearly broke this record, but he did 2.
Ah.
Who, right, has been in the Royal Rumble match for the longest time with no eliminations? They didn't win, but because obviously got no eliminations.
Jericho.
What, they've never eliminated anybody?
Well, they have.
Oh, but not in their
This
Rumble.
Rumble.
Right.
They lasted 48 minutes and 1 second.
In this Rumble match itself?
The match itself, they was in it for 48 minutes and never eliminated anybody.
What, the 2008 one?
Oh,
no, that's the point I was getting.
Rumble general.
Rumble. This is just Rumbles in general.
Got you. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
It'll be someone who ended up under the ring, or something like.
It was in. Do you want the I don't
Titus O'Neil recovering from Titus World Side.
It was in 1996.
Vader.
Razor?
No.
The Bulldog.
No, he was in the click though.
Kevin Nash?
No, Triple H.
Ah.
The Hearts Helmsley.
I guess, he wasn't that big a deal at the time, was he?
48 minutes he was in and never eliminated anybody. Right, you might get one. Who has been in the shortest time with at least 1 elimination?
Shortest time with 1 elimination.
Sheamus.
What's the time?
7 seconds.
Mick Foley.
No.
Dude Love.
No.
Cactus Jack on
I'm sure there was a Foley one way. He ran in and Cactus clothesline someone.
2010.
That's the big one, the Edge one that we discovered, isn't it?
Chavo?
No.
No idea. Jack Swagger.
It's MVP.
Right.
Who did he take out?
Eliminated The Miz.
So what they do is run in, clothesline him, and both went over at the same time. Like,
pretty much. Because The Miz had attacked him early on in the night. That's what they've been having a few. They're my Royal Rumble facts.
That's good.
All for next week.
I know. We've got 2 more episodes to record. You need like twice as many facts again.
You've got you had Monday's episode, didn't you?
Well,
we did.
Monday's facts, haven't I? So.
Yeah, they're good. They're different. Good that you picked different facts for this one.
Why don't you pick some facts about the 2020 Royal Rumble? I mean, the 2020. I forgot what you were in then. The 2021 Royal Rumble.
Well, maybe I have. Who knows? I don't know.
So, you should do that, or you should have done that.
That was really.
What an idiot I am.
To be fair, Peters, you wasn't there, so you don't know.
I know. I was listening back. I was trying to play it along myself, but I couldn't.
You don't listen back when it's not.
I don't listen back, right?
Outrageous.
I listen to it every week when I edited it.
What do we think? It doesn't count on the scores, though, does it? What do we think of Royal Rumble 2008 as a whole, then? The pay-per-view.
Big Dave gave the match itself 4 1/4.
Yeah.
That's quite good for a Royal Rumble, actually.
I assume Cena's had a big influence on that.
Yeah. I still don't see how you rate that against like a normal one-on-one match. But
also, I don't think I did it, but Randy Orton Jeff got 3 stars as well.
Yeah, because it was an okay match with an okay performer. It's good.
Still better than Ray.
Jeff Hardy, that one.
I'm going to rank the matches, excluding the Royal Rumble match, of my favourite. So, Randall Jeff, Jericho JBL, Edge and Ray, and then MVP and Rick.
Yeah, I would swap the Edge and Ray and the Jericho match round.
I just really enjoyed that Jericho JBL thing. I just thought it was absolutely brutal. We like what we like. If you like AEW, you're wrong. Even though I've definitely said on this podcast before, watch what you want.
Yeah. What would you give the score then overall, Peters? 6.5?
I'd give it probably about a 6.
0.5?
No, just a 6. I thought the Rumble match was decent, but
stick a 0.5 for all time.
I just thought 0.25. The undercard just really didn't tantalise me enough this time around compared to last week. It didn't tickle the wrestling taste buds, or tickle the wrestling taint.
Gross. What do you pick, Lou?
Hang on, what am I picking?
You give a score at 10.
8.
Hey.
I like the Rumble.
I'm going to go 7 because I've watched this Royal Rumble. This is like the third time I've watched it now.
I'll tell you what, it's not.
I won't watch any of the other matches again because what's the point? But
it's
not itself.
It's not often that Lou rates WWE quite highly. I rate it quite low. Is it? Let's be honest. So.
I rate everything highly.
He just loves
Yeah, that's
wrestling.
And the anti-Sidric.
Anti-Sidric, that's like a...
That'd be
You
weird.
sound like an old woman, though.
Cedric, will
God,
you
let's
boil
not-
my potatoes?
Yes.
Of course I will, Mabel.
Then you get me young going.
What's got on here?
I was going to say let's not devolve into personal attacks, but that happened. Anyway, yeah.
I'll let it out. It's fine.
No,
Yeah.
keep it in. You know.
You know what I mean? I guess the thing is, I'm a wrestling fan, so I just like to be positive about wrestling, and I just love the Royal Rumble.
There we go. Well, you'll love next week then, Lo, because we're doing Royal Rumble 1992.
Yeah.
The end of the Rumbles, we did a Survivor Series, and now we've done a Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble season will be over next week, unfortunately, guys.
I fucking can't wait for World War III season next year. Is there anyone who's won the World War III match and the Royal Rumble match?
Why don't you bring that to the table next week? That could be our job to
it could be a
research.
fact.
But, well, we'll wait out until Goldberg wins the
Yeah.
2021 one.
Yeah, fair dues. Fair enough.
Oh,
He already has, so yeah.
I've already won it.
Yeah.
Delete as appropriate.
Loses to McIntyre, comes in 30 and wins. Imagine.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anyone who would win both now. Actually, I don't think it's happened.
Imagine if he beats McIntyre and then wins the Royal Rumble as well.
I genuinely think that's going to happen. I've
What,
I
is
entered the
it?
prediction comments based on that. Yeah.
So you were happy that he won the Rumble and beat Drew McIntyre, so he's now like the ultimate wrestler in WWE then? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's funny.
Daddy Goldberg.
If it did happen, it's funny.
It did happen, or it didn't happen, Lou. We know by this point now. Come on.
Yeah, it did.
I know the Royal Rumble in real life timescale is tomorrow night, but really it was 2 days ago when we're listening to this. so-
Congratulations to the Royal Rumble winner. Well deserved.
Yeah, tough.
Well done
match.
to the Women's Royal Rumble winner as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Hope you enjoy WrestleMania.
It was so good.
Oh, it's so shit though, on it as well.
Yeah, it was one or the other. Anyhow, right. just,
6.5.
I've had a lot of comments that apparently I go on too long in this, but I don't
That's
think
what,
it's me.
that's what the people have been saying.
I think it's me. I think it's everyone. So Royal Rumble 1992, that's next week. The week after that, Royal Rumble season is over, but it's the start of the NWO. The NWO's back.
Just say we get a
Yeah.
crossover, don't we?
WWF.
Two
What is
picks.
this, a crossover episode?
Are you more worried that 2 of my picks are 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah.
It's not actually.
Got previous. I don't know how you two are gonna hack this because it's WCW, but in WWF.
But not the invasion.
I know it's after because the time all the contracts have run out right
Bloody
now.
hell.
Instead of just waiting.
There's gonna be a poison
It's going to bring him in. It's going to be a poison.
to destroy
Regret.
his own company. That makes lots of fucking sense.
I'm looking. I've seen it. Look at Ross. It's
have
not his
seen
company,
it.
Ross. It's half his company, half Ric Flair's.
Yeah, but he built it. Why do you want to destroy what you built?
I'll be honest,
Ric
I've
Flair
never seen either pay-per-view coming up.
I've seen No Way Out 2002. Yeah, it's
Although next week's Royal Rumble's meant to be the most star-studded one ever, isn't it? So
supposed to be the best in it, so we'll see.
And it includes classic Dick Hogan at the end, which we'll get into.
Yeah, that is the best bit about watching Hogan matches. Describing
dick.
why he's a twat.
yeah.
Well, before we get there, Peter's, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Bell Nation on Twitter, Bell Nation on YouTube. Still on the push for 150. I'm at 146 at the moment, so we've gone up 2 in a week. RL92 for the editor on Instagram. And
Too many
Fish
fans
Pod
here.
where I've lost login details on Twitter as well.
Too many people here. You're losing all.
And rest around.
Lou, where can we find you?
Live in the Thunderdome on Friday night.
Yeah, there we go. That's where
Yeah.
we live.
Yeah.
Remember you
That's
tried
it.
to bring the Thunderdome to wrestling around? That was a good 2 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great, that one. Yeah, but I started playing adverts by accident and I said stuff.
So you can find me on Twitter at
Yeah.
DRossM. You can find us all on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling Around, WRES Around. We're on Facebook's Wrestling Around. We're on the YouTubes. You all know that by now, though. Let us know if you want a job with us, because we've got loads of sideline podcasts lined up. And someone can go back and listen to all of it. There must be about 20 million now.
And just
Yeah,
on
name a podcast, we'll do it.
just
Yeah.
on a side note as well, we're not paying.
Yeah, it will be because you love the show that much. But join the Wrestling
Yeah.
Around network. Imagine we had a network. Imagine if we got bought out by $1 billion by Peacocks. That'd be great stuff, wouldn't it?
Peacocks, the budget close star.
Is it not Peacock? What's it called?
I thought you said peacocks. I was like, the
Is it
close.
it's called
I,
Peacock?
I thought you said
Just peacock.
I thought you said
Peacock.
I thought you said Pete Cox.
Peacocks. yeah.
Peteccox.
Peacock
Like
is
just some
just
guy who
brilliant.
sounds like some radio or DJ.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
it's out there.
it's a Peacock streaming service. Peacock's budget cluster.
The Pete Cox,
The new presenter that's joining next week.
the billionaire who's going to buy us out. Right, that's it. Well, you know where we can find us. Google Wrestling Around, and we will show up. But thank you for joining me, Terry Peters.
Thank you.
You're too busy dancing for some strange reason. Thank you for joining me, Lou.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, and join us next week, where it's the end of Royal Rumble season, and it's Royal Rumble 1992.
And it's always darkest before the dawn.
Enjoy the Royal Rumble.